lives here.
On BBC Radio Scotland.
Good evening, everyone, from Tynecastle. The stadium is pretty much full, and on the front of the programme there are 3 words. Thank you, Anne. This, after 12 years, Cher and Budge's last match at the top of the club. It's been an emotional night so far at Tynecastle. She's been interviewed pitch sides. It's also about to get emotional as well, because both sets of players are forming around the centre circle. We're going to have a minute's applause for the former coach and scout Gary Kirk, who sadly passed away aged 75. Referee John Beaton will be about to get that started. It's Kerdy Midsan and Ryan Stevenson at Tynecastle for you, and after this minute's applause we'll bring you all the build up to what's going to be a fascinating match here. 9 changes across both teams, but at the moment Tynecastle is about to pay its respects to Gary Kirk. He's being shown up on the big screen, and the respectful round of applause from the entire stadium here at Tynecastle is upcoming. A huge ovation there, and respects paid to Gary Kirk, who sadly passed away aged 75. And now we get down to business. Hearts still at the top of the table, looking to protect their lead over Celtic, and both teams have made a heap of changes. 5 for Hearts, 4 for Kilmarnock. Referee John Beaton about to get us underway. We'll run to the teams for you in just a second, get the thoughts of Ryan Stevenson, but away we go. Hearts kicking off right to left as we look from the back of the Wheatfield stand, and already Hearts chipping the ball forwards. Kilmarnock with some early defending to do. Landry Kabori, one of 5 changes for Hearts, who are going with Schwoloff in goals, Borchevink, Kent, Finlay and Milne at the back, Forrest, Magnuson, Devlin and Kiziridis, with Kabori and Shankland up top. We'll give you Kilmarnock's in just a second, but down the right hand side Hearts are putting some early pressure on that Kilmarnock back 4. I think that's gone out for a throw, and it will go Hearts' way. Not too many empty seats in the stadium, as has been the case all season for Scotland's top team as things stand at the moment, and Hearts trying to capitalise. Should just run out of play there, and Stuart Finlay will just let that go off. They quickly run through Kilmarnock's team for you. They have Towi Oluwayemi in goals, Dees Mayo and Ethan Brown as a back 3, Dom Thompson and James Brown in the wide positions. Jack Thompson comes in for the first start alongside Brad Lyons and Tom Lowry, with Greg Kiltie and Tyrese John Jules in a much changed Kilmarnock team. They haven't won a game of football since October the 4th. Ryan Stevenson, how do you see this one shaping up?
Yeah, well, I hope obviously Hearts can start on the front foot. I think Derek summed it up pretty well, that he wants to be aggressive, get the ball wide and get balls in the box, and I think for Kilmarnock they have to just try and stifle Hearts and stay in the game for as long as they possibly can to try and get something out of the game.
The voice of Ryan Stevenson. Over 100 games for Hearts, and as Harry Milne just tries to curl a ball into the Kilmarnock area, he does so, but straight into the arms of the grateful Kilmarnock goalkeeper Oluwayemi, on loan from Celtic of course. He saved a penalty through the week against Dundee United, so his confidence will be high. I fancy he might be busy this evening as Hearts through Kabori down the right hand side. Oh, he's fouled here surely. Well, is that going to be an early card? I don't think referee John Beaton's got any option but to get the card out there. Well, what have we got? 2 minutes on the clock and already a booking for Kilmarnock.
I think you can see as well the intent that obviously Derek said to them in the changing room, get it wide, as he said in his pre-match interview. And what I said as well, I think was missing very much so on Saturday against Motherwell, was getting in the wide areas, getting crosses in the box. Can you ask questions? And I mean, as you rightly said, there were 2 minutes in and that's one Kilmarnock player booked already.
Who was that? Dees or me? We'll get that confirmed for you. Certainly a booking. and an early chance for Hearts. The free kick is just outside the penalty area. It's only about 10 yards or so from the goal line, so it's further infield from that corner flag. Great position for Hearts. 2 minutes on the clock, nearly 3. And Milne could do an in-swinger. There could also be an out-swinger from Kizaridis. Here it comes as well, taken to Shankland. He can't quite get there. A brilliant diving tackle from one of the Kilmarnock players. He was just getting the high fives from his teammates. Well, that's good defending from Kilmarnock.
Yeah, I read that well. I think there's something off the training ground there, trying to get Lawrence sort of a kind of short free kick to get Lawrence a shot from maybe 8-9 yards out. But very good defending there for Kilmarnock. Someone obviously picking up on that and managing to get a foul. Lawrence just trying to swipe at it and sort of catching the ball, but catching the defender as well.
Well, it's an enterprising start so far in these goalless opening 3 and a bit minutes. Early chance there for Hearts. Good defending from Kilmarnock though. It was indeed Robbie Dees, as I thought, that got that yellow card. So he's going to be walking a tightrope, isn't he, for 86 and a bit minutes. The big Kilmarnock centre back. It was Kabori that took a wee bit of a sore one. He looks lively, as do Hearts, but the Tynecastle side at the moment are on the defensive. Kilmarnock have the ball deep inside Hearts territory. They're coming back to the middle of the pitch though. They're just going to go all the way back to their goalkeeper though, as Hearts keep their shape and press Kilmarnock back. Oluwayemi, left-footed, goes long, and Don Thompson's there, gets a nice flick on. I think it's just going to go out for a goal kick to Hearts though, and important that Kilmarnock try and get themselves a foothold, Ryan.
Yeah, I think Kilmarnock will pretty much want to mirror what Hearts are doing as well. Just get the ball wide, play in Hearts' half, not do too much in their own half to allow Hearts to come on to them, and try and ask Hearts centre halves and Hearts fullbacks to turn and run back towards their own goal. I think for Kilmarnock especially, it's super important that they try and stay in the game as long as they possibly can and try and grow into the game.
Hearts coming forward, Kabori's inside the area, takes it on his chest again. That's good defending though. Well, Kilmarnock are alert at the back. They know all about the threats of Hearts. Kabori and Shankland as a front two today. Braga having dropped back to the bench, and already in his opening 5 minutes Kilmarnock been pushed back. Yeah, and I think again, going back to the weekend, that was what they missed majorly, was Braga and Lawrence were dropping deep all the time and not having someone who can run into towards the goal. Chance for Kilmarnock here as Hearts have to head the ball clear just towards the edge of their own area. Kilmarnock pick up once again. They're trying to make inroads down that left hand side, and Thompson might have to come back though towards the halfway line, and Kilmarnock are trying to chip it up towards John Jules, playing up top with Greg Kilty, and a much changed Kilmarnock lineup. Same for Hearts as well. 5 changes for Hearts, 4 from Kilmarnock, as both managers, Derek McInnes and Stuart Kettlewell, rotate their squads with big games for them both at the weekend. Not least Hearts, of course, going to the champion Celtic, who they still lead by a couple of points. I think if anyone had given Hearts a 2-point lead going into December, Ryan Stevenson, I think they would have taken it and said thank you very much.
Yeah, 100%. I think just obviously the way it unfolded in the first sort of 11-12 games there, you maybe look at it being a bit of disappointment over the last sort of 3 or 4 games, but I think you have to give yourself a reality check as well, and the fact that they're still sitting top of the league. If they win tonight, they'll still be top of the league going into the weekend. So I mean, if that does happen and that is the case, it's an unbelievable start to the season for Hearts.
They have been fabulous. They have been the story of Scottish football in a success story kind of way, in any case, as they go down their right hand side now. The fans wanted a free kick. Was that Cammy? Who's that over there has been pushed into touch? One of the Hearts players across there has taken a sore one. Is it Magnuson across there? In any case, the Hearts fans wanted a free kick. Referee John Beaton was happy to play on. What's he done now? Has he called it back, or is he going to take the throw in?
I think the worst part was Lawrence actually tried to play the ball to him and then looked at him in disgust for the fact that he was lying crumpled on the side of the pitch.
Well, he did play on. He gave the advantage, in fairness, to John Beaton. I didn't give you who the officials were tonight, did I? John Beaton in the middle. He's assisted by Frank Connor and Craig Ferguson. And should the video assistant referee be involved this evening, which I'm sure he will, it's Nick Walsh, and he's assisted by Ryan Lee. No offence to them. Hopefully the less we get from VAR this evening, the better. It is goalless after 7 minutes here at Tynecastle. Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 0. Goalless in the other games as well across the Premiership, as Kilmarnock just struggle to get the ball away. They hack it clear now up towards halfway. Not a single Kilmarnock player is in the Hearts half, so Cammy Devlin can take his sweet time as he goes back the way, and Hearts just look for options forward. It's chipped up towards Kabori. He can get a touch, but not really to a teammate, and he's been fouled there by Ethan Brown, and he's taken a couple of sore ones already. Kabori getting involved well for Hearts in his early stages.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're a Kilmarnock player, I'd imagine you've had that conversation in the change room. If you're in the back line of Kilmarnock, you're saying, can we get tight, can we get a good tackle in, and himself and Lawrence, just let them know they're going to be in a game. Obviously not any silly bookings, which they've already got after 2 minutes, but Hearts have started well, but to be fair, I think Kilmarnock have started okay as well.
Chance here for Hearts as a quick free kick pretty much confuses everyone. Kilmarnock are complaining, they're saying they weren't set for the free kick. John Beaton was happy for them to take it quickly. Down the left hand side went Alexandros Kizaridis, and the first corner of the game will go Hearts' way after 8 minutes, and Kilmarnock not happy at all that was taken quickly. Yeah,
and then I'm not actually sure if it was a corner either, to be fair. And if something comes of this corner, then Kilmarnock will be, you can see Stuart Kettlewell going absolutely crazy at the fourth official.
Here we go, first corner of the match goes to Hearts. That's Harry Milne over there taking it, an in-swinger. Up go the heads, and there's a chance there at the back post. Is that Finlay for Hearts? He couldn't get much purchase on it, still danger for Kilmarnock. They can't clear the area, comes to Cammy Devlin, tries a shot, he completely scuffs it. Well, he doesn't score many, Cammy Devlin, and maybe that's why. As Kilmarnock try and break up the pitch, Hearts have it, and then Kilmarnock are scrapping, and they've just hoofed it high up in the air. It'll drop shy of the halfway line. Magnuson is in there for Hearts. John Jules for Kilmarnock tries to get a touch. I think it'll be a throw into Hearts. It's just inside their own area. Encouraging noises from the home fans. They're appreciating this early Hearts pressure as we still await the opening goal. We've not quite played 10 minutes here. There's games at Aberdeen, Celtic, Dundee United and Falkirk as well. As far as I'm aware, all of them are goalless as well. Big night of Premiership action right here on BBC Radio Scotland. You're with us on Radio Scotland Sports Extra and on 810 medium wave. Kerdy Nidsan and the former Hearts forward Ryan Stevenson. Two spells here with the Tynecastle side, and there was a big tribute paid earlier to Anne Budge. We'll maybe get more into that later on, but Kilmarnock now are across the halfway line trying to put some pressure for a spell on the Hearts defence, but that's good tracking back there. I think it was Kizaridis back there doing the defensive work, and Harry Milne just picks up, and as always Cammy Devlin wants the ball in the middle of the park for Hearts. Most of their stuff comes through him. He just dictates the tempo, dictates the play, and he gets it back from Frankie Kent. The centre halves exchange possession just inside the Hearts half. Kent from just about the halfway line goes right footed diagonally looking for Kabori, gets a flick on yet again. He's winning absolutely everything in the air, but Kilmarnock will just let that trundle out for a goal kick. And well, we've mentioned one name numerous times so far, Ryan. It's Pierre-Landry Kabori. He's involved in everything.
Yeah, and I think obviously Derek McInnes had said that he felt kind of unfortunate to be not playing in Saturday at Motherwell, and he started the game extremely well. I think they're showing that obviously in the first couple of minutes he can go down the line, he can run in behind, he wins that flick on there. I think Kidaridis has to just kind of gamble on that flick on, because actually is for a centre forward, it's a good flick on it in a good area, but started the game extremely well. And I think that's what Hearts missed at the weekend, was someone to a bit of physical presence up there that could run in behind, that could sort of hold the ball up if they were struggling. He has an out ball, they can go long to him as well, you can get launch round about him, and hopefully he continues the night the same way as he started.
It has been a good energetic start for Hearts in these opening 11 minutes as Daisen Maeda, I'm hearing, has put Celtic a goal to the good at home to Dundee. So as things stand, that would put them level on points with Hearts at the top of the table. Plenty of time left till Harry Milne tries to curl a ball into the Kilmarnock area. He might just let it go down towards the corner flag. I thought he was going to take the throw in, but he keeps it in, wants to keep the momentum going, just stabs it in towards Cammy Devlin. Ball for Kabori's inside the Kilmarnock half. Nice wee back flick. Cammy Devlin back to Kabori. Oh, he was offside. Well, he assumed he was offside. I'm not entirely sure he was. Well, up goes the flag just now, and the Hearts fans are not happy. But Pierre-Landry Kabori pretty much telegraphed that one, because he thought he was offside, so he didn't go for the ball, waited for a flag that didn't come initially until it did.
and everyone's just raging. I think he's actually done really well there, just to actually walk away from it, to let Cammy try and get it and keep the play going, but the linesman put his flag up, and 16,000 Hearts fans let him know exactly what they think of him.
Another goal has gone in the Premiership, and it's a very interesting one. Dundee United are a goal up at home to Rangers. A couple of moments ago, Celtic took the lead against Dundee, so goals at Celtic Park and Tannadice, both for the home sides, both 1-0 up. Aberdeen still goalless with St Mirren, Falkirk still goalless with Motherwell, and here after 12 and a half minutes it's Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 0. It's been decent though. Hearts have played the bulk of the football, they've had the bulk of possession inside Kilmarnock's half, but I reckon the visiting manager Stuart Kettlewell won't be too unhappy at the moment. His side have defended well when they've had to. There have been no real clear-cut chances at either end. Neither goalkeeper really brought into action in these opening goalless 13 minutes, and Hearts, well, they don't mind playing Kilmarnock. They scored 3 at Rugby Park earlier in the season, and they're on for 4 in a row in this calendar year, having beaten Kilmarnock in January, May and October. Can Hearts make it 4 in a row this evening and protect their advantage at the top of the table, which at the moment is being eaten into by Celtic, who are a goal to the goods in Martin O'Neill's last match in interim charge over there. The announcement came about half an hour, 40 minutes or so ago. Celtic do have a new manager. The much anticipated arrival of Wilfried Nancy on a 2.5-year contract, that has been announced. And it was Sapsford with the goal for Dundee United to lead Rangers by a 1-0. Here we're still awaiting the opening goal. At the moment Hearts look the more likely, but Kilmarnock have been compact in these opening goalless 14 minutes. On BBC Radio Scotland as the yellow boots of Frankie Kent dazzle under the floodlights here in Gorgie, and he goes across to Stuart Finlay. His boots orange, in case you need to know, and now he's played a good ball to Milne, left-footed early into Gabori inside the Kilmarnock penalty area. He's tried to play that back though to the edge of the area, and Magnuson, that was well read by Kilmarnock. They'll just try and play a little bit of football, and then Brad Lyons tries to get the ball away. Good pressing and energy from Hearts, though they have the ball back. It's wave upon wave of Maroon attack at the moment, and it goes out to the right hand side. In comes the cross, easily headed away by Kilmarnock. He might get another chance over on that right hand side. Cammy Devlin sees Kabori going there, the goalkeeper comes, doesn't get there. Lawrence Shankland tries to chip it over the goalkeeper Oluwayemi, who makes up for his initial error, sees what he's trying to do, grabs the ball and dabs his brow in relief.
Yeah, great play from Hearts. Cammy Devlin running the show, and then good run again from Kabori. Great striker play to run in the channel, then play it back to his strike partner. And to be fair, I'm never going to question against Lawrence's finishing or what he's thinking, but from that angle I'm just thinking, get your head down, get a hard striker. He's got such a good strike, Lawrence, and he's tried a delicate chip, and the Kilmarnock goalkeeper atoning for his mistake and managing to get himself in a position there just to catch it.
Looking for his 11th of a very good season so far, Lawrence Shankland.
The one thing about him is it won't faze him, the fact that he's missed that.
Yeah, he'll be back for the next chance and the one after that, or perhaps assisting Kabori. The Hearts top two have looked lively this evening. No goals yet though for either of them as Hearts try and spread the play, and that is excellent defending, unless of course it's not. It was almost brilliant from Dom Thompson across in the left wing back area for Kilmarnock. I thought he'd nodded it back into the arms of his goalkeeper, but he just couldn't quite keep it in, so actually it's a needless corner kick.
Yeah, sometimes it's amazing if it comes off when you try that header back to your goalkeeper and it comes off, everybody's clapping, but at the same time sometimes you should just defend, put it out for a throw in. Hearts are dangerous from set pieces, so I mean when you try and narrow it down, you'd rather they had a throw in than a corner kick.
16 minutes on the clock here at Tynecastle. They take the short corner. Kizaridis whips it into the back post, and Kilmarnock have some defending to do here. They've headed it up to the edge of the area, and well, the less said about that shot from Alan Forrest the better, because if I tell you it hasn't even gone out for a goal kick, that might tell you about the trajectory of the ball curving out for a throw-in by the corner flag. I
like Alan, and I've played with Alan, but I've never really seen him hit one on the flush on the volley from 25-30 yards on the angle and it go in, but fair play to him for trying.
He hasn't scored since May in a game against St Johnstone. We maybe just got a wee inkling why there. You applaud the ambition, you just maybe scratch your head a wee bit at the execution. However, yet another sign that Hearts are not afraid to try a pop at goal. They're not afraid to come forward. They've been scoring freely all the way through this season so far, and that's why they sit at the top of the pile. At the moment though, they've not been able to find the net in the opening 17 minutes here at Tynecastle as the home fans literally bang the drum. away to our right hand side to try and get some atmosphere going. Kilmarnock though on the attack, some defending for Hearts to do, and Finlay's just battered the ball down in front of us in the Wheatfield stand, out for a throw in to Kilmarnock. They had that run of 6 straight defeats, Kilmarnock, then they got the draw against Dundee United in midweek, so that stemmed the bleeding, if you like, from a Kilmarnock point of view. But how they would value all 3 points this evening, what a boost that would be for them. So far so good in that sense. It's 0-0 after 18 minutes and Kilmarnock have the ball in the centre circle. Ethan Brown just comes over to this right hand side. Some patient football from Kilmarnock, but they're crowded out by Hearts, who are pressing really well. Shanklin now chasing back. Dom Thompson tries to stab the ball forward to Lyons down this right hand side, but Hearts win the ball back, but they can't quite keep it in. It was Kiziridis right on the halfway line, and Kilmarnock will take the throw in quickly. They've got a fairly unusual midfield for them of Jack Thompson, Brad Lyons and Tom Lowry. First start for Jack Thompson as Stuart Kettlewell rings the changes, freshens things up, trying to get some momentum back for Kilmarnock, who started the season pretty well but then went spectacularly off the boil. Fairly solid so far in these opening nearly 19 goalless minutes here at Tynecastle. Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 0. Kerdy Nitzan and Ryan Stevenson with you on BBC Radio Scotland Extra and 810 medium wave. Celtic 1, Dundee 0, Dundee United 1, Rangers 0. Elsewhere in the Premiership, the other games are goalless. Aberdeen, St Mirren, Falkirk, Motherwell, and here at Tynecastle as Kilmarnock are settling more into the match, you feel. They've had possession of the ball for the last couple of minutes. They have it deep inside Hearts territory over on their left hand side. Dom Thompson takes an age to take the throw in. He's done it now towards a corner flag. Kilmarnock trying to create something, but they lose the ball once again. They want it back though. Hearts dilly-dallying over there. That was Alan Forrest. He got away with one there. He gets the free kick.
I think he's lucky there. I think he's taken an extra second on the ball, and he's managed to get a free kick out of it. But what I will say is, I think Kilmarnock, other than the Lawrence Shankland opportunity, I think Kilmarnock will be pretty happy with the way they've started in the game.
Lovely flick from Kiziridis and some nice football just breaks down as Lawrence Shankland tried to complete the triangle back to Harry Milne. Nice little bit of football from Hearts, but it's broken up by Kilmarnock, who's given the ball back in a potentially dangerous position, but they've just about scrambled back. It was Borchgrevink who had the ball over on that right hand side. Couldn't capitalise though. The counter-attack was on, but the Norwegian just couldn't quite get his feet sorted out, and so Hearts will build from the back on the halfway line with Thomas Magnusson, and then Stuart Finlay steps across halfway now, looks up to see what his options are, thinks about going long, instead goes short, gets it back from Magnusson. Very patient from Hearts. Magnusson invited to let the ball run through his legs to Borchgrevink over on that right flank, and then Hearts switch it once again. 20 goalless minutes here at Tynecastle as Hearts are building patiently down this left hand side. The ball's inside the Kilmarnock half. Devlin thought he had Harry Milne going away down the left hand side, instead he comes back into the centre circle, and Hearts continue just to patiently build up through the middle. Forrest out to Borchgrevink on that right hand side. He'll come back in field to Magnusson. Plenty of touches for the maroon jerseys. Kilmarnock can't get it off them at the moment. Now then, Kiziridis stabs a ball round the corner for the onrushing Cammy Devlin. He just can't quite keep it in. Well, finally the flag comes up. John Beaton, I don't think, saw it. He was waiting for his linesman over on the far side. It was clearly out.
Yeah, it was a good run from Cammy, but I think Hearts are going to have to be either really quick on the transition, so when they win the ball back off Kilmarnock, they're going to have to break super quick to get in behind. I think from our vantage point up here in the Wheatfield stand, you can see sometimes it is always a back five, so as soon as they lose the ball, Kilmarnock, they're straight into a back five. Actually sometimes there, over that passage of play, it was going into a back six, so it's going to be super hard if Hearts are dilly-dallying on the ball and taking time on the ball to actually break Kilmarnock down, because I think they'll be more than happy and more than willing to sit in that five and back six sort of shape. So it's going to be difficult for Hearts. I think the longer the game goes, if they don't create opportunities or if they don't get at Kilmarnock, and as we said at the top of the show, if that is the case, the fans can get on their back pretty quickly as well.
There are a few wee murmurings of discontent around the home support here at a full Tynecastle. 22 minutes in, Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 0. It's been decent so far. Can Hearts now try and create something as they come forward down their right hand side? Repelled once again by the blue and white stripes of Kilmarnock. The ball's headed towards John Jules. Tyrese, John Jules starting up top with Greg Kilty for Kilmarnock. Neither of them have had an awful lot of the ball, as Kilmarnock have mainly been on the defensive in these opening 22 and a half minutes. But it's so far so good from their point of view, and Alexandros Kiziridis tries to scamper away from the attentions of Brown. Again, Kilmarnock very organised, very disciplined, in a good shape. Everyone back behind the ball with the one exception of John Jules. And Hearts have chipped the ball forward. Some defending to do for Kilmarnock. Back with their goalkeeper, he's unconvincingly cleared the ball away. Hearts will pick up on the halfway line, and they're encouraged by a big roar from the home fans. They maybe sense something here as Hearts inch down further field. They're halfway inside the Kilmarnock half. Little triangle of Finlay, Magnuson and Kiziridis on this left hand side. An equaliser for Rangers at Tannadice, we're hearing. Dundee United 1, Rangers 1, Celtic 1, Dundee 0. Goalless here as Kiziridis tries to do something about that just now, tries to exchange a 1-2 with Alan Forrest. It was a cheeky back heel from Forrest, it didn't come off though, and the ball's now back on the halfway line, and Frankie Kent will have to hurry up. Oh, and he's hustled and harried there, and well, Tyrese John Jules doesn't think that was a free kick. His manager Stuart Kettlewell definitely doesn't, and if that whistle hadn't gone, Greg Kilty was in.
Yeah, I think it was. I think he just obviously nudged him in the back, but I think it's another warning for Hearts that another referee, or if it's an inch to the side when it's shoulder to shoulder, Hearts run a bit of bother there. So another just little warning, the fact that they can't dilly-dally on the ball, they can't take too many touches, because as I said, I think Kilmarnock are quite happy to sit in this shape, and so far in the game, in 23-24 minutes, they have actually looked quite dangerous when they have picked it up in certain areas. So yeah, a little warning for Hearts.
No goals here at Tynecastle as we enter the 24th minute of the match. It was Jayden Magoma who equalised for Rangers at Tannadice, 1-1 there. Celtic got a goal up on Dundee. The other games this evening are goalless, including here at Tynecastle under the lights as Hearts try and go forward down their right hand side. Nice ball from Devlin out towards Borsvink, and that is a horrible attempted cross, and no wonder he's got his hand up in apology. That's an embarrassing one for the Norwegian, who's trying to impress. He's only started one game I think before this, trying to make a name for himself here.
Yeah, again I think probably because in the change room beforehand I've spoke about getting early balls in the box, and Cammy's obviously played it. It's a good ball, it's a good switch out to him, but it's bounced just right in front of him. You're trying to take it on your chest, and then probably because the manager's ringing in your ear saying getting crosses in the box and you're trying to impress, having not started too many games, he's obviously tried to get it in super early, and again, like Alan Forrest's shot has kind of went and screwed right over 25 yards in the air, and out for a goal kick.
A fourth league appearance for Borsvink, but this is just the second start. 25 minutes played here at Tynecastle. Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 0 as Kilmarnock have the ball inside their own half. They're quite happy just to keep the ball at the moment, and they've given it away though, and that's good pressing from Devlin to Shanklin, back to Cammy Devlin, edge of the area, tried to play it back to his captain, and he was a wee bit maybe shot shy there, Devlin, or he also had Kabori available further to Shanklin's left in the edge of the area. Hearts have it back though. Good pressing from them, good hunger from the home side as Kiziridis takes a lovely touch and sits Brown on his backside and tries to come away with the ball, but there's so many Kilmarnock players back that Hearts just run into a blue and white wall of defiance, and Kilmarnock have it now on the halfway line. Good defending from them. It was Ethan Brown with a couple of good tackles there, and that back three for Kilmarnock of Dees Mayo and Ethan Brown, well, they are doing superbly well, helped out by James Brown and Dom Thompson doing a lot of defensive work, all five of them.
Yeah, listen, it's great from a Kilmarnock point of view, great defending, trying to get blocks in, throwing your body in the line. I think from Cammy Devlin's point of view, I think Cammy's got to shoot there. I think Hearts under, I can see him and Lon sort of having an exchange just now, and I can understand what he's trying to do. He had a couple of shots on Saturday at Motherwell that were nearly as bad as Alan Forrest one after a couple of minutes there, but you're still in that position. I think you've got to shoot. Again, the crowd are engaging with you. To have a shot, just have a shot. It might take a deflection, you never know. You're 18 yards out, and again, great play for Kiziridis, but again, it's that integral play. But can they get something at the end of it? Can they get a shot at goal?
Cammy Devlin's last goal
a long time ago in Australia,
last April,
was it? There you go.
Against April 2024, so 2 Aprils ago against Livingston.
But again, that's what it might take. It might take Cammy Devlin having a shot and it just trundles in, or I think the more integral and the more times they try and play these passes in and around the box, with Kilmarnock sitting so deep, it gets the window gets harder and harder to try and play the little passes. Sometimes that's what it will take, is someone having a shot from 18 yards, 20 yards and it going in.
27 minutes on the clock here at Tynecastle. Hearts are struggling to break Kilmarnock down. It's been disciplined, it's been resolute from the away side. They're trying to play a wee bit of football just now with Ethan Brown on the right hand side as he plays a nice looking ball forward to John Jules, who drops short. The other Brown plays it back to him. He's just played it round the corner there too cutely though, as Tyrese John Jules, and they won't want to be too cute, Kilmarnock, because if you give Hearts half a chance, as we've seen so far this season, they've got the players who can punish you. Kilmarnock though have the ball back. They're approaching the edge of the Hearts area. Shot comes in from distance. Well, that was the captain, Brad Lyons, leading by example for Kilmarnock. Decent shot just over the crossbar, and that's probably the best bit of football from Kilmarnock in an attacking sense.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think good play, good striker play as well, holding the play up, letting his midfielders get in touch with him, and then from Lyons having a shot from 20-25 yards, as we're just speaking about there from Hearts' point of view, them not having the shot. If you don't shoot, you don't score, and I think, listen, Kilmarnock will be really happy. I think, as I said, they've kept their shape well. Hearts have got the ball here in the halfway line, and you can pretty much see the back five, the midfield four, and they're within 10 yards. They're within 5 yards of each other, so there's very little space for Hearts to play. I'm sure Stuart Kettlewell will be more than happy with the performance as an away performance. Very good just now from Kilmarnock.
Hearts have a throw in down their left hand side, deep inside Kilmarnock territory. Alexandros Kiziridis spins away from his marker, comes back in field, sees a lovely opportunity for the cross field diagonal. Well, we saw it perfectly from up here. I'm not sure Christian Borchevink was on the same wavelength. In any case, I think Kiziridis didn't quite get his angles right. It goes harmlessly out for a goal kick to Kilmarnock. We've played 29 goalless minutes, and I wonder as well, managers often like to make changes to bring a fresh energy. The downside of that is maybe that there's not that continuity, and players are trying to find patterns, trying to find relationships.
Yeah, I think I think some players can sort of come in, and if they haven't played for a couple of games, they can hit the ground running. Other players maybe need a couple of games to actually feel as if they're up to speed and feel as if they know what they're doing with their touch, and exactly what you said, having relationships and where the players close to them move, and where they like the ball played in front of them or behind them or whatever it may be. I think Derek McInnes will be relatively happy, because he'll look at it and just say, look, we're only half an hour in, we've had pretty much 80% of the ball, we've had a couple of chances, can we just get that final bit right and we will get a goal? And on the flip side of that, I think Stuart Kettlewell will be happy as well. The fact that they've kept their shape well, they've not really pounced out of their shape, they've been quite happy to let Hearts have it between the centre backs, and they'll hope that the sort of fans will get on to them and they'll start to maybe rush things. So I think both managers just now will be semi-happy with the way things are going.
Hearts are happy just now because they have the ball just outside the Kilmarnock half. In comes the cross, and the goalkeeper missed it. Oh my goodness me, Pierre-Lendry Kabore had an absolute tap in there. If he could just have sorted out his feet. The ball came over a couple of players, landed at his feet. The goalkeeper completely misjudged it, and it went out wide. Hearts still have the ball, they're still trying to keep the attack going through Kiziridis. What a chance that was for Kabore and for Hearts. It's out for a throw in now, goodness me.
Yeah, great cross, and I think I'll give Kabore the sort of benefit of doubt that he thinks Alan Forrest is maybe going to get to it at the front post. Alan misses it. I wonder if he could just, I know he's tried to go with his sort of right toe stretching towards it, but could he just have went with his head? And if he gets a diving header on it, I think it's a stick-in goal.
Well, Toby Oluwayemi there came out and completely flapped at that, and he is mightily relieved in that Kilmarnock goal. He's going to have to sort out his defence though, because Hearts have another corner kick.
And what they should do now after that is put it right on the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Hearts third corner of the game. We have played 31 goalless minutes here at Tynecastle, but you sense maybe something coming for Hearts. This corner comes in, flicked on at the near post, there's nobody at the back post, and Kilmarnock through Dom Thompson should be able to get this away. He puts his left boot through the ball and it's all the way up to halfway, and Christian Borchevink will just take a couple of touches and should go back to his goalkeeper, Alexander Schwolow, whose name I have not mentioned once in these opening 32 minutes. That probably tells you where the football has been played. It's been up the other end. There was that one Brad Lyons shot that was just over the kind of junction of Schwolow's post and crossbar, but the Hearts keeper has had absolutely nothing to do. Up the other end, well, Oluwayemi's not been too convincing. However, 32 minutes in, his goal has not been breached. Hearts trying to do that right now though. Stab towards Kabori, he takes a tumble in the box. The ball's still at his feet though, and he just didn't quite react quickly enough. I think he was too busy claiming for a penalty that was never coming. Hearts though will win the ball back. Midway inside the Kilmarnock half, there's applause round about us for the effort being put in by the home side. The home fans appreciate that. Kizaridis comes inside Brown, right-footed, stabs the ball across to the other side of the penalty area. Dom Thompson heads the ball up in the air and then volleys his own header. It's a little bit scrappy at the moment. Hearts trying to build something here. Kilmarnock nick the ball off them. They think they've got a throw in. They're not going to get one. It's going to go Hearts' way over on their right-hand side near that corner flag on the right-hand touchline. 33 minutes now on the clock. Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 0. You just sense a shift in momentum and energy. Hearts maybe fancy their chances of getting a goal here. The throw in will be taken over on that right hand side, I think by Borchevink. He'll think about a long one and instead go short to Kizaridis. In comes the cross now. It's deep, it's curling to the back post. Kabori stabs it into the chest of one of the Kilmarnock players. It was James Brown. The ball's chipped back to the back post. Chance here for Hearts. Can they get the shot away? They can't. It's still in the Kilmarnock penalty area. Kelly's struggling to get the ball away. It's down by the corner flag on that left hand side. It's a poor attempted clearance, so Hearts will have yet another throw in, which is already taken. Great pressure from the home side. Cross comes in, headed away by Dees. Good defending from Kilmarnock, but really good pressure from Hearts as we edge towards the 34th minute here. Referee John Beaton's just saying, hang on a minute, one of the Kilmarnock players is down, and I wonder if they're just trying to take the pressure out of the situation.
Yeah, he has. He's just went down on his knees. I think he was realising the situation, that you can maybe just grab a breather for your team and your teammates there, because it was cross after cross after cross coming in there. I don't know if it was Frankie Kent and Kizaridis that sort of get in each other's way there at the back post, but it was sort of falling, the ball fell in between the two of them. They're just sort of looking for one of them to take the lead and just have a swipe at it, and Kilmarnock get a good contact on it and get away and defend well. But yeah, a bit of the dark arts there.
I think that's James Brown down there, is it, who's
just take the sting right out of the game.
Yeah, I was going to say he's winded. He's telling everyone he's winded, but anyway, here comes a throw and it's flicked towards a penalty spot. Can Shanklin get a shot away? He can't. Again, that blue and white wall just repels the maroon attack. But here come Hearts down the right hand side. Chance to get the cross in instead. Borchevink comes in, left footed, stabs it towards a penalty area. The ball's back outside the Kilmarnock area. Still Hearts have it. Now then, Kizaridis inside the penalty area. Little flick to Harry Milne. Milne with a driven cross. It's half cleared by Kilmarnock. Then the header comes in. A couple of Kilmarnock headers get the ball outside the area. It's played back in by Magnuson, and Oluwayemi will let it drop into his grateful arms, and Kilmarnock are delighted that nothing came of that. Really good pressure from Hearts, but on 35 minutes it remains Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 0.
Yeah, it's good play. And just thinking, does Millen just have a shot there? He gets himself into a great area. I know it's really, really tight, but does he, or even kind of just tries that kind of side foot pass, cross, low? Do you just get your head down and smash it, and hopefully it either goes off one of your Hearts players or...
Now then, Kilmarnock has stolen the ball from Hearts. It's just outside the Hearts penalty area, maybe about 30 yards from goal. They think about a shot into John Jules. He's going to get a shot away, and it's saved by Schwoloff diving to his right hand side. It's one that he'll gobble up all day long or all night long, but at least it is a shot on target from Kilmarnock and a save for the goalie.
Yeah, well, it's what I was talking about probably 10 minutes ago or so, just saying when Frankie Kent nearly got caught on it. Stuart Finlay there a bit slack, tries to play a kind of blind pass inside, I think, to Cammy Devlin in the centre midfield. Kilmarnock cut it out really well, and again on another night that goes in. It just shows you how the game can turn, and I guarantee you when Stuart Kettlewell goes in at half time, that's what we're saying: keep your shape. We will get a mistake, we will get an opportunity. When we get that opportunity, can we take it?
Hearts have the ball yet again down this left hand side with Harry Milne. He's about 25 yards from goal. Centrally now, Devlin does try a shot. It comes off a Kilmarnock head, deflects out to that right hand side. Thomas Magnuson plays a 1-2 with Forrest. Hearts have the ball wide on that right hand touchline. Borchevink tries to get the cross in. Yet again he's repelled by Kilmarnock. Magnuson at the edge of the area being urged to shoot. He goes left footed and it's miles over the top, and Kilmarnock will say thank you very much. A little bit of pressure eased once again, and 36 and a half minutes are on the clock now, and still we're goalless here at Tynecastle.
Yeah, it was good play from him. I think he's been unlucky not to play more games. I think on Saturday it was crying out for him to play. He plays really well there. A couple of good passes out wide, back into him, back out wide again. And I think as it comes back into him, he takes a really good touch, and I think a lot of the fans are shouting shoot, and he just maybe gets a bit ahead of himself there, especially on his weaker foot as well. to try and take the shot. He should have probably just recycled it back out the other side. But again, good play from him. I think he's a young player, good potential, as Derek McKenna said at the top of the show. And he started this game very well as well.
Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 0. Elsewhere, Aberdeen 0, St Mirren 0, Celtic 1, Dundee 0, Dundee United 1, Rangers 1. No goals between Falkirk and Motherwell. Hearts, plenty of energy and effort. They just need a little bit more quality, a little bit more creativity, and perhaps they'll be able to unlock that Kilmarnock defence. They have been superb at the back so far, Kilmarnock, and they're just playing the ball there at the moment. They're deep inside their own half, but they've escaped the Hearts press for the moment. And Ethan Brown just goes all the way back to his goalkeeper, Oluwayemi, who's made a couple of mistakes, and he just slips there. Might need a different kind of stud in the second half, I'm not sure. In any case, Kilmarnock will come forward now, deep inside Hearts half, all of a sudden up towards the edge of the area. John Jules has peeled across to that left hand side, he's in the area. Greg Kilty's in the middle and he's trying to be found there. Kilty picks it up, chance here for Kilmarnock. They've stabbed the ball just wide. What a chance that is. Well, Schwoloff made the save initially, and it's come there to, I think, James Brown, is it, who's in an advanced position, and his left foot stabbed the ball to the right of the post when it looked potentially easier to stab it home. What a chance for Kilmarnock, but it stays 0-0.
Yeah, it should be 1-0. I think is it Greg Kilty that makes the first run? It's a great run. Great shot on the angle, great save from the Hearts goalkeeper, and as it comes back, I mean, you're 3 yards out, and I don't know whether he's maybe just bit the rabbit in the headlights, or whether he's one of the ones where you think, oh, I'm definitely scoring this, and however he's managed to do it, he's managed to screw it past the side of the post. But again, we'll go back to it, that is exactly what Stuart Kettlewell can see him scratching his head in his hands, because he knows how big an opportunity that is. As I said 4 or 5 minutes ago, they might only get one really good chance in this game, and that was an unbelievable chance. But again, such a warning for as much as Hearts have had to play, a couple of half decent chances, they really should be 1-0 down.
Chance now here for Kabori, he's inside the area, he tries to lob the goalkeeper who picks it up. I wondered whether he was going to be offside in any case. Well, no flag has come, and I think Kilmarnock thought that Kabori was offside, that's why they were a little bit nonchalant getting back, so they've maybe got away with one there, unless John Beaton and his officials have just thought to play on. In any case, Kilmarnock now come forward up the other end. Tyrese John Jules should have controlled that better, and he knows that he's just holding his face in frustration there. Kilmarnock in the last few minutes have had a right good couple of chances.
It's another half chance there. I think if he gets that under control, he's in a very, very good area. He's inside the 18-yard box centre, and he could easily get a shot. But Kabori, going back on that Kabori run there, a good run, he is onside. And he tries to, I don't know whether he tries to chip it to the back post for Lawrence Shanklin, but he should just have a shot. And this is critical time for Hearts. I mean, you're just going up on 40 minutes, and this is where it can turn, is the fact that he should have a shot there, he doesn't. You can see the frustration in the Hearts fans because they want him to have a shot. Critical time here just before half time for both teams.
We are all of a sudden in the last 5 minutes of this first period. It's pretty much flown by, even though we haven't had a goal and we've not really had all that many chances. It's been kind of a game of attack v defence. Hearts going forward, Kilmarnock repelling them until the last couple of minutes when James Brown had that brilliant chance to stab the ball home, and Killier just ruining that wonderful opportunity fell to the right wing back and not one of the front two. In any case, he stabbed it wide, much to Alexander Schwoloff's relief. He had made a good save, the Hearts goalie, to keep out the initial shot from Kilty, and Hearts now have the ball on halfway, just inside the Kilmarnock half. Kiziridis flights the ball out to the right hand side. He was trying the cross field pass to Alan Forrest, doesn't come off, goes out of play for a throw in, and I fancy there might be some changes at half time for Hearts. They do have a strong bench.
I mean, even there, I think Kidiris has tried that a couple of times now where he comes inside and it's a big switch, and I understand why you're trying it, but when it's not came off, and Kilmarnock have just had a couple of opportunities. Do you just keep the ball, give it to Cammy Devlin, then get it out wide, get a bit of possession again, get a bit of feel back into the game. But yeah, you're right in saying that. I mean, Hearts' bench is right strength in it, so I can't see Derek making any changes, and I would be surprised if he did straight away at half time. I think what he'll be saying to them is, we've had bulk of possession, we've had some half decent chances, we need to take one in the next 10-15 minutes, or there will be changes. because as we go back to Kilmarnock have had the best chance of the game and they could be 1-0 up here.
3 minutes to go until half time. I won't be too surprised if the name Claudio Braga features at some point this evening, maybe for the second half. We shall see. At the moment, Hearts are trying to get themselves in front in the final couple of minutes of this half. They have the ball wide on the right hand side with Kabore, stabs the ball towards his captain Lawrence Shankland, who is never getting there, might get a second chance. Kabore though, he's outside the area, thinks about flighting the diagonal. Cammy Devlin about 30 yards from goal, he's not going to shoot now, gives it to his captain, stab towards Kabore. Kilmarnock get the ball away, clattered up towards halfway. Now John Jules wants a free kick there. I have a little bit of sympathy for him. I think Frankie Kent had hold of his jersey and pulled him to the ground. Play on, says the most important man though, the official, John Beaton. Happy for Hearts to continue in possession with 2 minutes until half time. Goalless here at Tynecastle. Maybe surprisingly goalless given the relative fortunes of these two teams and the 20 points separating them. Hearts top, Kilmarnock 10th, but there's been nothing like that separating them this evening. Goalless here, Kilmarnock with the best chance of the game through James Brown, who's probably still scratching his head as to how he didn't stab that one home. Here comes Harry Milno for Hearts. He's just outside the penalty area, plays it to Kizaridis, who'll do well to keep this in. He does though, I think. Is he going to get the corner? The referee John Beaton is checking with the far side linesman.
I think John Beaton's looking at the linesman who's about 60 yards away, and the linesman looking at John Beaton thinking, what are we giving here?
I think it's Frank Connor over there, who said, I'm happy to give the home side a corner kick.
Frank didn't have a clue.
Well, it's another Hearts corner. It'll be an in-swinger from Kizaridis to the back post, and it's about an inch over the top of Frankie Kent's head, and had he been able to get to that, would have been a free header.
Yeah, it's good, nearly the perfect ball, and I think if even if Frankie was a couple of yards deeper on the angle, running towards the ball instead of sort of standing and jumping, he would have got good contact on it there again. But I think as we get into the 44th minute, when they go in at half time, I think you've probably got to say Stuart Kettlewell will probably be the happier manager coming up here off the back of the results that they've had, the shape they've held, the way they've sort of went about their business, the couple of chances that they've had, and I think Derek will just bring it in there saying, come on lads, we need to do it, we need to take a chance here, we need to, that final third, we need to create something a bit special.
We're into the final 30 seconds of a goalless first half here at Tynecastle, and there's big spaces for Kilmarnock to try and exploit. They are midway inside the Hearts half, now approaching the penalty. That's a poor ball though, it's easily cut out. Kizaridis has a couple of Kilmarnock players who are going to take a sole one there as he's nudged off the ball. That's a clear foul surely, and well, the 45 minutes have nearly come and gone, and there's no doubt about it that Stuart Kettlewell will be absolutely delighted with a half-time scoreline, if it is that, of Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 0. The 45 minutes have come and gone right now, so we are into time added on for stoppages, of which there have not been many. Hearts trying to get the ball forward to Kabore, and there goes the half-time as well. I told you there weren't many stoppages. A couple of seconds extra played by John Beaton, and the Hearts fans, well, they are wondering where the fast-flowing attacking football and the goals of early in the season has gone. Not really on display here. Loads of energy from Hearts, but they failed to create any really clear-cut opportunities. There was that chance for Kabore when the ball dropped at his feet, but he didn't quite see it coming. Came across a couple of bodies. One of them was his teammate Alan Forrest, and he couldn't quite get the shot away. A couple of mistakes at the back from the Kilmarnock goalkeeper, nearly got them into trouble, but it's been a really good defensive display from them, and the best chance of the match, absolutely no doubt about it. James Brown, the ball broke to him after Kelty's shot was really well saved by Alexander Shvolov, and he stabbed the ball beyond the top right hand corner instead of into the net, and that's why Ryan Stevenson at half time it's 0-0. Your thoughts as we close?
Yeah, listen, I think Derek will go in, and Hearts will go in and they'll just say, look, we need to keep doing what we're doing. We've had bulk of possession. It might take us to 80 minutes, and we've got Braga on the bench, we've got players that can come on and affect the game. It might take us, as I said, to 80 minutes, 85 minutes. We need to keep doing what we're doing, and hopefully we can get that final bit, that final part of the jigsaw, and get that one. I think if they get one goal, they'll go on and win the game quite comfortably. But I do think from an away performance, I think Stuart Kettlewell will get in there right now and he'll be super proud going in there, and he'll be telling them, if you do this for a monumental another 45 minutes. But he'll be going in there and saying, first off, shape's been brilliant, defensively we've been absolutely superb. When it's came up, we've held the ball up, we've had opportunities, and let's not be kidded, we should be 1-0 up. So can we go out for the second half, can we do the same again? It's going to take, as I said, big effort, because you get to 60 to 70 minutes, players will get tired, the shape then becomes a bit disjointed. Can we do that again for another 45 minutes? And if we get another opportunity, we have to take it. We have to take that one opportunity we might get in the second half. And if we do, with the defensive display they've done, they'll be more than capable of getting something out of the game.
It's Ryan Stevenson and Kerry Nitsan for BBC Radio Scotland at Tynecastle, with a half-time score. It's Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 0.
Today is he injured, and that's a position that they have to go and find a solution to. McCowan's out there. He's not really a winger. Also likes to drift inside.
Yeah, they desperately need that injection on this right-hand side, don't they? As Scales picks up, it's a loopy ball. Look at Tierney, it's going over the head there as he pitched it out to that far side. It sails over Tierney's head, and that will be a throw-in. It is half-time at Pittodrie. It is Aberdeen 0, St Mirren 0.
Not Liam Scales' best night tonight in the first half. I've got to say, a couple of passes, that header back, yeah, he's been so consistent all season, and last season too, but tonight's just off it a little bit.
Yeah, and he got away with that short pass back to Schmeichel. It was a kind of header back to Schmeichel, which Murray latched onto. I'm not sure if the goalkeeper got a touch to it, Pat, but it certainly came crashing off the bar as McCowan gets it from Trusty on the near side. We've now played 3.5 of the 5 that were added, and it Scales over on the far side to Tierney. Tierney down the line, left-hand side of the box. Tati chases it. Will he get there to the byline? He does. He chips it across, and it's put behind for the corner by Samuels. Desperate for a big striker to stick the head on that, put it into the empty net. It stays 1-0, but Dundee haven't escaped yet. Celtic take the quick corner. Donovan to McCowan, now to McGregor, to Engels on the right. Looking for Donovan. He's got time to pick out a pass here into the box. It comes headed away by Graham, and then lashed clear by Yandanda all the way through to Schmeichel.
Yeah, you were right there. Maybe a big centre forward, or normally in the old days it was always two strikers, one going to the near post, one going to the back post.
Tati at the edge of the box, rolls it into the area low, looking for Maida. It's cut out by Astley. Now it's McGregor, short to Hitati, forward to Yang at the edge of the area, looking for space to shoot. It is Yang, but he delayed, and Danda gets onto it, but he gives it away now. And it's Arne Engels, back to McGregor. Dundee trying to get in the break, just the one down here, closing seconds of the first half. Engels to McGregor, square to Trusty, to his left is Scales. Everyone bar Schmeichel is ensconced in the Dundee half. Here's Donovan to Engels at the edge of the box. His ball in, takes a deflection and comes right through to McCracken, though the Celtic fans claiming him off an arm. And it's back in the hands of John McCracken. And I think that will be that. Indeed, there is the half-time whistle. Celtic with the lead. Daisen Maida, 6th of the season on the rebound from Yang, but Dundee so close to an equaliser as we ebb towards half-time. Scales was short with the ball back to Schmeichel. Murray was onto it quickly, and he clipped it towards goal. Over Schmeichel it went. It bounced off the crossbar. On the rebound, Congreve's deflected effort was saved by the Danish keeper, and that means at half-time, under the lights at Celtic Park, as it stands, Celtic going level on points with the league leaders' Hearts. It is Celtic 1, Dundee 0.
Football from Sportsound
on BBC Radio Scotland.
With Scottish football flying high on the world stage, 3 teams are on the hunt for European glory.
In on the right foot, brilliant shot, brilliant goal!
Sportsound brings you live commentary from the Europa League as Rangers take on Ferencvaros.
JD Gassama to spark Rangers into life.
And Celtic host Roma.
Top of the goalkeeper,
Plus live coverage of the Conference League as the Dons take on Strasbourg at Pittodrie.
Aberdeen right back into this.
European football on Sportsound, where Europe comes to play. Thursday 11th of December. Listen on digital radio or ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Scotland.
So that is a week tomorrow, the live European action. This evening it is live Premiership action from right across the country. Half times: Aberdeen 0, St Mirren 0, Celtic 1, Dundee 1, Dundee United 1, Celtic 1, Dundee 0, Dundee United 1, Rangers 1, Falkirk 0, Motherwell 0, and Heart of Midlothian 0, Kilmarnock 0. Let's start with the game at Tannadice then. Dundee United against Rangers, being watched by our commentary team of Billy Dodds and Thomas Duncan.
Yeah, it's been an absolutely brilliant watch, Richard, it really has, and two absolutely fantastic goals, one for either side. The first from Zach Sapsford after 11 minutes for Dundee United, who managed to take the lead for the first time in 9 league games, and it was a beauty. He got played in on the right hand side, on the far side by Lucas Stevenson, and he just turned off the afterburners, surged all the way into the box. I have to say, Emmanuel Fernandez was jogging slightly. He perhaps could have put in more of a shift to try and get back, but Sapsford took full advantage, raced into the box and clips it over Butland into the far corner, and United at that point had their tails up. They could have gone 2 up. Stevenson again down the right hand side with a great cross for Nikolai Muller, but his header just drifted wide of the post. But Rangers, I have to say, despite that, have played a lot better than they did on Saturday. There's been a lot more movement, a lot more urgency, and they did create chances. One, Miofsky forced a save from Richard inside the penalty area just before Jayden Magoma found a brilliant equaliser. It's his first Rangers goal, and he probably won't score a better one. He's nearly 30 yards out on the left foot, and he just lasers it into the far corner to draw Rangers level. And Billy Dodds, it's been a fascinating watch, and you've been describing the kind of tactical battle that's going on.
I mean, two contrasting styles. That first 45 minutes is absolutely flown past Thomas. Loads of chances, but Rangers with a style of play tonight where it's forward passing so quickly. If the striker drops in, they've got midfield runners going beyond. It's been electric from them. They've pinned United back for long spells, but my word, the other side to the story is the way United have broken and counter-attacked them. They have been so dangerous. Their direct play, I mean, just switches of play, getting it wide up to the striker and hitting Rangers in the break, because they are playing so many people forward. Rangers, it's leaving them vulnerable at the back, and that's why Satford scored a brilliant goal, just direct and left Fernandez for dead. Dinked the goalkeeper, brilliant finish, and then Magoma bettered it with his strike. But all in all, a first 45 minutes, and you said the word fascinating. It has been absolutely brilliant to watch.
Yeah, absolutely, Richard. I think there'll be more goals in this one, but maybe that's the famous commentator's curse. Half time, Dundee United 1, Rangers 1.
Live second half commentary online, bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland. Radio Scotland Extra 810 medium wave, the place for the match at Tynecastle. Heart of Midlothian against Kilmarnock with Ryan Stevenson and Cerdine Idsan.
No goals here, and maybe not the match that we were necessarily expecting, but Kilmarnock will be absolutely delighted with the way things have panned out here, maybe with one notable exception. They might well feel that they should be ahead. What a chance James Brown missed about 7 minutes before the break. Greg Kilty's shot was well saved by Alexander Shvolov, and it popped back to the advancing right wing back, and instead of stabbing it towards the top corner, he watched in agony as it went just beyond that. Wonderful chance for Kilmarnock, who up until that point had been really well organised, superb shape, defensively strong, disciplined, and had really coped pretty admirably with everything that Hearts had thrown at them. Lots of possession for Hearts, 70% of it. They had 24 touches in the Kilmarnock box, but in terms of shots on target, just the one from Hearts, and the one kind of glaring chance that they missed fell to Pierre-Landry Kabori, and it was a ball that came across. The goalkeeper completely missed it, Oluwayemi, and I think it just caught Kabori by surprise. He couldn't get his feet sorted out, because if he could have, he would have had a tap into an empty net. So both sides might well feel that they should have scored and could and should be ahead, but it's 0-0 here at Tynecastle.
Cerdine, thank you very much indeed. Let's find out about the game at Pittodrie. Aberdeen St Mirren from Willie Miller.
Yeah, enterprising and energetic, I would suggest, from both sides, but Aberdeen certainly have had the better of it. It's the best I've seen them play for quite some time, particularly in the attack in the last day, the final third of the pitch. Armstrong has been elegant, just glides across the ground. Keskinen has been productive, very direct, and even Kevin Nisbet has been looking more like himself. First chance came to Keskinen about 23 yards out after some delightful play down the left hand side, some slick passing, and Keskinen gets the head up. Doesn't normally do that, but he did in this occasion. He's so unlucky to see it coming off the far post, but the chance wasn't over. It fell to Loban in the right hand side, and he crossed one into the box, and how it was missed, how the header was missed by Auchiche, I don't know. I think he maybe saw it late and he just reacted to it right into the arms of the goalkeeper. When he put it either side, he's only 6 yards out, he's got to score. So great chance for Aberdeen. Kevin Nisbet had a volley from a corner. Stuart Armstrong looked like it was off the training field, but it was an unusual one, high looping cross to the back post. Kevin Nisbet taking it on the volley, and just seeing it whiz by the far post. Listen, St Mirren were always a threat. Mandron had a shot that was blocked. Jack Milne has been great at the heart of the defence again, always seems to be able to read it. Let himself down one occasion, will come to that shortly, and he blocked another one from Ayunga, but then we had Kevin Nisbet missed the chance of the game. Surely it's a lovely cross from the right hand side. Loban it was that crossed it to him. It's so difficult. He's going towards the back post, but you think he's got to get in target. In fact, he's got to score. He somehow manages it to play it back the park, which is incredible for someone of his quality. At the other end, Tanser did have the ball in the back of the net, but it looked as though it was a free kick on Mitov. It was the high looping ball from a corner. I think it barged into him. Certainly looked like that in the replay, although they did check it, and Tanser had finished it, but it wasn't given. And then Mandron had a great opportunity. And this is the thing that Jack Milne's got to learn, is that when your centre half goes up with a big tall centre half in front of you, make sure you take care of the other centre forward. And he didn't. He watched the ball, and the Mandron was in. He was too powerful with the shot. It was more direct than precise, and Mitov saved it. It's been a very good first half, very good 45 minutes. Best I've seen Aberdeen play for a while. And St Mirren were not far behind them, but unfortunately for me, as I predicted, Richard, 0-0 at half time.
Well, I'm glad you've had the excitement, albeit not the goals you were, I was going to say hoping for. You weren't even hoping for them, let's be honest. 0-0 at half time there. If you want to hear the second half live from Tannadice, Dundee United against Rangers, that would be live now online at bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland with Billy Dodds and Thomas Duncan. So at half time at the Falkirk Stadium, where Motherwell are the visitors, and the game being watched by Ian McCall.
Hi Richard, and that's Motherwell just coming out for the second half. I mean, I gave it a big build-up. I've got to say it was quite a fascinating game, but the lack of the action in both boxes wasn't great. Aguiman has been a real threat for the home side, for Falkirk. He probably should have scored after 3 minutes. He was played through. You know, he had a chance to cross it for Samuel Ogunsuya in the box, but he took on the shot, just missed the target. Again, 18 minutes, he got another chance and he crossed it. Samuel Ogunsuya got on it and just couldn't get his shot on target. Motherwell, I mean, they've done well. They've played okay at times. They're trying to break through the very high and very aggressive press from Falkirk. But the best they've had is the left back Longello, a kind of solo run down the left hand side. I think that's been a feature of his play this season, and he got in behind the Falkirk rearguard, but couldn't manage to get his striking target, just had it in the side net. And so, you know, not a lot of goalmouth action. Still 0-0, and we've just kicked off for the second half, Richard.
Right, Ian, thank you very much indeed. I mentioned the Dundee United Rangers game. Remember, you can also hear Hearts against Kilmarnock. That's live on 810 Medium Wave and BBC Radio Scotland Extra, and full live commentary from Celtic Park where they're Dundee are the visitors. You'll get that on BBC Sounds and on 92 to 95 FM.
The Scottish Premiership.
Live on Sports Sound.
Scottish football lives here.
On BBC Radio Scotland.
Hi again everyone, welcome back to Tynecastle. Perfect timing, we have just kicked off for the second half. It's Hearts 0, it's Kilmarnock 0, it's Kerdy Nidsan and Ryan Stevenson live on BBC Radio Scotland. And it's been interesting so far. No changes at half time. We'll run through or remind you of the lineups in just a wee second as Kilmarnock try and start on the front foot here at the start of this second half. They'll be delighted with the way things have panned out for them so far in this match. And it's the visitors in the blue and white stripes, blue shorts and blue socks, who are kicking down towards the Hearts goal, and Brown will just about get there. A wonderful tackle there from Frankie Kent. Well, after 46 minutes, we have a bit of a novelty. A corner kick to Kilmarnock, the first of the match.
Yeah, great start from Kilmarnock. I think straight from kick-off, come back to the goalkeeper. As I said in the first half, they want to start the first half the exact same way as they want to start the second half, play it in Hearts' half, ask them questions, and they started really, really well there. Good couple of attacks, and then managed to get a corner out of the last attack there.
Promising signs for Kilmarnock at the start of the second half. Dom Thompson has gone across to the right hand side to take this with his left foot. It'll be in swinging, and Kilmarnock have got pretty much everybody forward as Hearts trying to organise their defensive line. In comes the corner to the back post, and it's Harry Milne who gets his head to it from a Hearts point of view, and it nearly goes out for another corner. Instead, Kilmarnock will have to settle for a throw in, but it's right beside the corner flag on this left hand side. Can quickly go through the Kilmarnock team for you as they're in possession. Oluwayemi in goals, Dees Mayo and Ethan Brown as a back three, with Dom Thompson and James Brown out wide. Jack Thompson, Brad Lyons and Tom Lowery in the middle, with Greg Kilty and Tyrese John Jules up front as Kilmarnock take the throw in. Dom Thompson tries a little cute back flick there. Interchange of passes initially was with Jack Thompson, and now the throw in comes. Kilty tries to get his boot on the ball, and he just holds his hand, because if he was cuter there with his control, he might have been in there with the possibility of getting a shot on target. Hearts have the ball deep inside their own half. They have got a lot of work to do, Hearts, to reach the heights that they did earlier in the season. Alexander Shvolov had a good save in the first half, and then was incredibly relieved to see James Brown stab the ball wide from about 3 yards out when the goal beckoned. Frankie Kent back in the team, up towards Fiel-Andre Kabore, takes a couple of good touches and spreads the ball out to the left hand side. Hearts midway inside the Kilmarnock half now, over on that left hand side, and Harry Milne's ball isn't good enough, and it just rolls into the grateful arms of Oluwayemi, who thinks about an early kick up field, but he knows that there's no real onus on Kilmarnock to press the accelerator just now. 48 minutes played here at Tynecastle. It's goalless between Hearts and Kilmarnock. Kabore back inside his own half, and he plays a awkward ball back towards Stuart Finlay, who nods it back to his goalkeeper. Hearts with Shvolov in goal, Borchevink, Kent, Finlay and Milne as a back four. Forrest, Magnuson, Devlin and Kizaridis, with Kabore and Shankland up top, and Cammy Devlin just having to scamper back deep into his own half. He doesn't really want to be, and Hearts will patiently try and build from the back. Cammy Devlin midway inside his own half, out to Thomas Magnuson. Has Borchevink going out wide right, instead comes infield to Forrest, and he gives it back to Magnuson up towards Kabore. Lets the ball run. Chance here now for Hearts. Shankland gets there, snaps the ball beyond the goalkeeper, and Lawrence Shankland does what Lawrence Shankland does. Really good football from Hearts. Nice chipped finish from Shankland, and with 49 minutes on the clock here at Tynecastle, we have the breakthrough through Lawrence Shankland. It's Hearts 1, Kilmarnock 0.
And Kilmarnock actually started really well. They'll be kicking themselves. Stuart Kettlewell rubbing his face there, I can see, because they started so well. I don't really know if that ball was for Lawrence, but Lawrence, being the good striker that he is, he's maybe read the fact that Kabore wasn't going to get it. He went off the back of the Kilmarnock centre half. He manages to get there, and I mean, I'm saying in the first half there, when he tried to chip the goalkeeper, that I would never argue with Lawrence, because the amount of finishes that he has. He goes for the chip again, and he absolutely executes it perfect. And I mean, for as bad a 3 minutes that was for Hearts at the start of the second half there, everything has just switched again.
You also said that Shankland would be back for the next chance, and sure enough he was. Hearts 1, Kilmarnock 0. Their captain to the rescue in terms of breaking the stalemate, and that's really broken the ice here at Tynecastle. The home fans have relaxed. Hearts have their lead. Shankland has his goal. All is well with the world in Gorgie. Kilmarnock, though, well, they'll have plenty to say in the remainder of this second half, because they've been good here tonight, and they'll feel a little bit hard done by to be behind, but a goal behind they are, and they have the ball midway inside the Hearts half now. out towards this left-hand side. Robbie Dees will take a couple of steps forward. He's come a long way. Dees, who was booked as early as the 2nd minute, that the only card of the game. And Hearts are back in their shape and trying to push Kilmarnock back, and they might get away on the break now. All of a sudden it could be a 2-on-2. Kabore has a couple of Kilmarnock players for company. Shankland to the left, Kabore to the edge of the area. Kabore tries to get it through. He's dispossessed though, and some ooze of frustration from the home fans who thought they could have done a lot better there, and they probably should. Hearts have gone up a couple of gears here. I wonder if some of the players looked to the bench and thought, well, if we don't get things going here, there are people coming on who might do much better from Hearts as we tick towards 51 minutes. Hearts 1, Kilmarnock 0. Hearts in possession on the right hand side through Forrest. Midway inside the Kilmarnock half, it's Thomas Magnusson who played that ball through for Shankland for the goal. Hearts trying to get a quick fire double. It's a good cross. Shankland there, surely. Oh, well, he's holding his head, Lawrence Shankland, because if he's headed the ball up, he would have found the roof of the net. Instead, he headed it down, and it was good defending. A combination of defender and goalkeeper blocked the ball away. Shankland will feel he should have got a second. The Hearts fans will feel they should have got a second. The big scoreboard across from the other side of the stadium tells me, though, it's Hearts 1, Kilmarnock 0.
It's a great header. I think when you're taught as a striker, it always sort of head it down, but what I will say, it's a great header for Lawrence, but it's even better defending. I think it's from Dees to get his body in the line, get some contact on it, because it's right in the bottom corner.
Hearts fancy this now. Kilmarnock under all sorts of pressure. The maroon jerseys flooding forward at every opportunity. They have their goal, they have their swagger back, do the league leaders, who will be the league leaders if they can hold on to the advantage here, regardless of what Celtic do, who last we heard were a goal to the good at home to Dundee. Same scoreline here. Oh, it's a poor touch though from Kizaridis. Not often you hear that sentence. Brown, who should have scored for Kilmarnock, the right wing back, he's given the ball away. That's wonderful from Cammy Devlin. Skips infield, beats a couple of players, plays a nice ball into the path of Lawrence Shankland. He's inside Kilmarnock territory, plays the ball to the right hand touchline, tells Kabore to run and get it. He won't quite make it, and it all fizzles away from a Hearts point of view. Good pressing from them though. Kilmarnock still have the ball deep inside their own half. They'll still have to play a bit of football to get the ball away, and they've nearly made a mistake. They have they? Shankland's nearly in. Well, that was Thompson for Kilmarnock just getting caught in possession there, but his captain bails him out now. Lyons, well, he saw the run of John Jules. He wanted him to peel down the left hand touchline. Instead he came short, which is why Hearts will have a throw in near their own corner flag, deep inside their own territory. And well, what a change in momentum in this match.
Yeah, and again a really good play there from Hearts, and I think, as you said in the first half, maybe Kabore coming in and not having that sort of understanding with Lawrence, because they haven't played that many games. You can see Lawrence was sort of looking there for a run. Maybe that's the kind of relationship that he has with Braga, where the two of them just sort of bounce off each other, and that's the sort of missing part probably tonight, just getting in that final third. It's a great finish for Lawrence for the goal, but other than that they've got so many good chances, and it's just been that final link-up play. But I think you can see Stuart Kettlewell in the dugout trying to tell the Kilmarnock players just to kind of settle down. I mean, there's still a good chunk of the game left. Can they get back in? What they can't do is go and concede another goal. Concede another goal, I would imagine the game would be dead. But can they get back into that sort of shape, that sort of work rate again, where they were winning things in the first half and breaking on Hearts? Can they get back into that sort of rhythm? But the big question now is, can Hearts go on and get that second goal?
Well, on another night, Lawrence Shankland would be on a quick-fire hat-trick. He's got his goal, he had that chance with the header that was cleared off the line. Brilliant defending from Robbie Dees and his Kilmarnock teammates, who have defended really well for the most part in this match, but they've been broken open at the start of this second half. Chance now though on the right hand side, cross comes in, Hearts with some defending to do. The ball's just outside the Hearts penalty area. Kilmarnock think about the shot, but instead come back in field towards Thompson, and they'll slow things down just at the edge of the area, exchanging passes there. Brown is over on that right hand side, in comes the cross from Brown. Can Hearts get the ball away? They can. Kilmarnock will pick up though some frustration from the home fans, because Kilmarnock are enjoying good possession here. The ball stabbed to the back post, header comes in, chance for Kilmarnock until out comes Schwoloff, grabs the ball from the head of Greg Kiltie. Danger over from a Hearts point of view. Hearts 1, Kilmarnock now.
Yeah, and good play again from Kilmarnock. I think they've pretty much done that the full game. They've defended. Once they've won the ball back, they haven't been really wasteful very often. They've kept the ball well, they've tried to get it wide. That was 2 or 3 good crosses into the box there, and even though Hearts are 1-0 up, we can see some of the fans in front of us are getting frustrated just because they're sort of keeping the ball. And again, can Kilmarnock sort of tap into that? Can they sort of try and frustrate Hearts again, even though they're 1-0 up? Can they sort of frustrate them again? Because we saw in the first half they done it, and they ended up with a really, really good chance. And while it's at 1-0, they're still in the game.
Standards have been raised down Gorgie Way. The side are a goal to the good. They're top of the table, and still some fans in front of us aren't as happy as you think they might be. As one of the Kilmarnock players, Dom Thompson, gets a whack in the back and goes down. John Beaton just comes across to make sure that he's okay. And the scoreline remains Hearts of Midlothian 1, Kilmarnock 0. It means that Hearts' 2-point lead at the top of the table over Celtic will be preserved. Celtic are beating Dundee by 1-0. Dundee United and Rangers are drawing 1 each. No goals in the other games this evening. Aberdeen and St Mirren, and Falkirk and Motherwell, both those games goalless. Lawrence Shankland has broken the deadlock here for Hearts, though, as we wait for the ball to be back in play. Even though it was a Kilmarnock player, Dom Thompson, who went down, it was a drop ball to Hearts, and it's been taken, and Cammy Devlin with his socks rolled down is once again at the centre of things for Hearts as it goes under the foot of Shankland, who acknowledges the pass, and Kilmarnock play all the way back to their goalkeeper Uluwayemi, who finally has been beaten by Lawrence Shankland, which is why Hearts lead by 1-0. Shankland plays a ball around the corner into Kabore. Great ball from Shankland. Kabore just can't do anything with it. Well, that was like he had eyes in the back of his head there, Lawrence Shankland. Still, Borshavik with a cross. He'll get a corner for his efforts. The Hearts fans like what they're seeing now. Yeah, great play. I think good ball in from the left-hand side into Lawrence. Lawrence is just outside of the foot, spins it round into Kabore, and again, maybe just that lack of match sharpness there on his first touch, because again, if he takes a good first touch there, he's one-on-one in just at the edge of the box against the Kilmarnock defender. But good play again from Hearts. Marcus Fraser has scored a penalty for St Mirren at Pittodrie, so it's Aberdeen 0, St Mirren 1 there. Here Hearts have a corner, they lead by 1-0. It's very nearly 2, because Thomas Magnuson has headed Harry Milne's corner off the right hand post, and it's a very relieved Kilmarnock goalkeeper Toby Oluwayemi at the moment.
I think that's exactly why he's in the team. I think Derek McInnes said that in his interview as well, was just that physical presence, I think, from set pieces, because they knew they were maybe going to have a lot of crosses in the box, a lot of corners, a lot of long throw-ins, and great header there and just off the post.
Well, it's pretty much been all Hearts in this second half, with the exception of the opening couple of minutes when Kilmarnock had a lot of the ball. Yet another corner kick is coming for the home side. That's their 6th of the match. They've got a goal from Lawrence Shankland, who also had a header cleared off the line. Thomas Magnuson has just hit the post. You sense things are warming up nicely from a Hearts point of view. Can Kilmarnock keep them out just to keep themselves within a goal? In comes the corner kick. It's another good one. It is headed away by Kilmarnock. James Brown it was who got his head to Kizaridis' corner. Cammy Devlin lost the ball back in. That's not his usual quality, though. It goes all the way through to Oluwayemi, who plays the ball forward. There's a couple of Kilmarnock players in forward positions. Dom Thompson was up there. Hearts, though, should pick up through their captain and goal scorer Lawrence Shankland, who controls the ball with his left boot, flicks it up to himself, takes a touch, goes back to Alan Forrest, who goes back to Frankie Kent, who goes all the way back to his goalkeeper, and then Alexander Schwolow across to the other centre half, Stuart Finlay, and back into the man at the fulcrum for Hearts, Cammy Devlin. He's like a little timepiece for Hearts. He just keeps things ticking over. Over on that left hand side is Kizaridis. Lovely nutmeg from Kizaridis, which is appreciated by the home fans. Well, I thought he just fell over. John Beaton's given him a somewhat generous free kick.
Yeah, I mean, it's great skill, obviously, to the little jink and then the little nutmeg, but I think as he's nutmegged him, he is actually slipping over. And John Beaton, I don't know where he's maybe just get carried away with it himself and thought that was really good play, but Kilmarnock will feel hard done by with that.
An hour has come and gone here at Tynecastle, where Hearts lead by 1-0. Lawrence Shankland with a lovely dinked chipped finish beyond the goalkeeper. Harry Milne's free kick is played in towards the edge of the area. James Brown heads it away. Christian Borshavik back to Milne, into guess who, Cammy Devlin, and he might get the ball back. He just can't quite get the ball under control, but Devlin still picks up the scraps on the edge of the area. Does so much good work for Hearts now. Alan Forrest, can he get the cross in from the byline? And it comes deflected away. Yet another corner, number 7 for Hearts, as they get up a real head of steam as we head beyond 60 minutes.
Yeah, Cammy Devlin's just running it, isn't he? I think, he's, as you said, he's such an important player for Hearts. I think him and Benny Beningame, until Benny's been out of the team, have been so important for them, and I think Cammy's taken that role up. I think they missed him on Saturday, missed Benny big time. I think tonight Cammy's pretty much done that job that Benny does and his own job, and allowing Magnuson just to sort of go forward and get involved. He's been absolutely superb. Him and Frankie Kent, he's another one coming back into the team. It's a great addition to come back.
Yet more defending for Kilmarnock to do from Kiziridis' corner, and it comes. It's a good one. It's headed away by Tyrese John Jules, who's back there doing some good defending. And Hearts will pick up on the halfway line. Everybody is camped just outside the Hearts area. Kilmarnock about to make a change as Shanklin plays a volleyed cross over towards sort of Frankie Kent's area, who'd been up from the corner kick. Doesn't find them though, and a wee hand goes up in acknowledgement from Shanklin, and on comes the Kilmarnock change. David Watson is coming on. Jack Thompson goes off and David Watson comes on for Kilmarnock. Such an impressive player for them usually. It's a good substitution from a Kelly point of view.
Yeah, I think he'd be disappointed not to have been starting, but I think from Kilmarnock's point of view now is, can they get somebody on the park that can actually go and create something, that can go and score a goal for you? As I said, I think they've done reasonably well, in fact better than reasonably well, with their shape, the way they've sort of went about the game from an away team perspective. It's just that last bit now. Can they muster in the last half an hour? Can they muster another chance? Can they get that one chance to get them back in the game? And hopefully Watson for them will be the man to do that.
Doesn't mind a goal either. David Watson, 3 for the campaign so far from midfield for the youngster. He's been around that long. He's 20 now, but he's done so well for Kilmarnock in the last few years. Can he make an impact on this game, which Hearts are dominating, albeit they lead by a single goal to nil. It's constant pressure from the home side though, and Cammy Devlin has the ball once again down near the corner flag, tries an outrageous back heel flick. It nearly finds Alan Forrest. Instead it'll be a throw in to Hearts, and Christian Borshevinck will think about launching it into the area. Hearts are going to make a couple of changes as well. Alan Forrest, left footed, plays the cross in. Shanklin, touch there to Kabore. Can he get the shot away? Good defending from Ethan Brown, who's not too impressed with his teammates at the ease with which the ball got through to first Lawrence Shanklin, then Pierre-Landry Kabore, and Hearts will have their 8th corner kick of the game, leading by a goal to nil.
I think Kabore's got to lay it back there to Lawrence. I think obviously from a striker's point of view he'll be desperate to score, so he's tried to twist and turn to get a shot at goal, but Lawrence has sort of let it run past him, made that spin to be in front of him, looking for that layoff, and then Lawrence can get a strike at goal.
In comes the corner. Again, it's James Brown on that front post, gets a header away. Hearts have the ball though. Kiziridis just outside the area, thinks about the first cross, comes inside, then he drives it across. Kilmarnock really struggling to get the ball out of their own penalty area. We understand that Claudio Braga and Blair Splittle are about to come on for Hearts, who lead by a goal to nil and are being applauded by the home fans, who are quite happy now that Lawrence Shankland's chipped them into that second half advantage. Alexander Schwoloff, their goalkeeper, right footed, goes long looking for Kabore. Clash of heads there, and Hearts nearly come through with Shankland. The Kilmarnock captain, I should say, Brad Lyons, has got 3 Hearts players for company, and then overlapping is Irishman James Brown, who should have scored in that first half. And as he gone into Kiziridis there, the Hearts bench aren't too happy, but Kilmarnock are allowed to play on. Kiziridis is clutching his right leg, he's still down. Hearts have the ball through Magnuson, who headed against the post from a corner a wee while back. Now John Beaton has blown his whistle because there's a head knock to Thomas Magnuson. I didn't see that myself.
No, I never. I was looking over at Kiziridis there. I don't think there was much in it from Brown. I think Brown's obviously in a tight position there with 2 Hearts players round him, and he's just overstretched and caught Kiziridis in the ankle.
Pierre-Landry Kabore has done pretty well for Hearts this evening, the Burkina Faso man. He will play no further part. He'll be replaced by Claudio Braga, which is why the Hearts fans have suddenly burst into song from Queen. And Blair Spittle will come on for Alan Forrest. So a couple of positive changes for Hearts and potentially more danger for Kilmarnock, who already trail by a goal to nil.
Yeah, I think if you're looking at Braga coming on, you're thinking, oh my God, here we go. And I think he'll look to come on as well. Listen, Derek said that he's one of the players who's infectious. I can pretty much guarantee he wouldn't like to be on drop tonight, regardless of the situation, whether it was the manager saying he's resting you or, you know, there's a big game on Sunday coming up. Every single player, and especially the way he is as a guy, will want to play. So he undoubtedly he'll want to come on here for the last 25 minutes, half an hour, and make a big impact.
Now, interestingly, there's a break in play here because Thomas Magnuson is still getting some attention for some kind of a head knock. Now, I'll admit I didn't see what that was for, but he did look a little bit groggy and just sort of sat down when he realised that the referee had blown the whistle. And for the last couple of minutes, he's getting some attention. I wonder if he's got a cut or something above his right eye.
Yeah. I mean, the attention they're giving him actually does look quite serious. And it wasn't something I saw either.
Dundee United, I'm hearing, are now 2-1 up against Rangers. Fata with the goal for them, Amar Fata. So 2-1 to Dundee United at Tannadice. Aberdeen 0, St Mirren 1. Still, last we heard, it was Celtic 1, Dundee 0. No goals between, arguably, the two best footballing sides in the division, or certainly two of them. Falkirk and Motherwell both play some really nice stuff. Can't conjure up a goal between them this evening, though, yet. We do have one here, though. We've had a goal from Lawrence Shankland, we've had a chance from Lawrence Shankland, we've had Thomas Magnuson heading against the post, and the big man at the moment is heading across towards the halfway line. He's going to get some attention. I think he's going to be okay to continue, but some warning signs for him. 23-year-old Icelander played well today, nearly had a goal. He's back playing, and the ball stabbed towards Braga as Hearts once again try and lay siege to that Kilmarnock goal, which they pretty much have done for the large part of this second half. They lead the game by a goal to nil. We've played 68 minutes, and that's a horrible touch from Claudio Braga, who, like Cammy Devlin's, got his socks wrapped around his ankles. Old school. Ryan Stevenson, was that you?
No, that wasn't something that I liked. I just liked your socks pulled up. I don't think Jim Jeffries would have let me away with that if I walked out with the socks round the ankles. I'm sure if I walked out the change room like that, he'd have gave me, I was going to say a clip round the ear, but it'd probably be a punch round the ear. Yes, the old days of break from either JG or Billy Brown. Yeah, they'd just have been pull them up. You're not going out with them like that.
Kilmarnock have a little bit of work to do to get a proper foothold in this match. Hearts have dominated pretty much since the half-time whistle. They've got their goal. It is just the one goal though, so Kilmarnock will hold on to that. They've made a substitution with David Watson coming on, an attacking midfielder who could give them a bit more of a goal threat, and Killie have the ball inside Hearts territory, midway inside the Hearts half, over on the right hand side with James Brown. The throw-in was taken quickly and it's stabbed forward pretty aimlessly though, and that's meat and drink for Alexander Schwoloff. He'll just jog towards the edge of his area and give the ball to his centre-back Frankie Kent, who, along with Stuart Finlay, hasn't had a massive amount of defending to do. Just that one glaring chance for Kilmarnock near the end of the first half that should have been taken by James Brown. Good save from the goalie from Kilty, and then James Brown stabbed it wide. No such mistake from Lawrence Shankland, the other side of half-time, and that's why Hearts lead by a goal to nil. A little bit of energy has come out of the game after that head knock to Magnuson, and Killie will now make another couple of changes. Ethan Brown is trotting off. Bruce Anderson is going to be one of the changes for Kilmarnock. So Marcus Dackers and Bruce Anderson coming on for Kilmarnock. They are going for it, and why not? They trail by a goal to nil, and we've played 70 minutes, so 20 minutes left for Kilmarnock to try and find a goal if they want to take something from this match. And they have been decent this evening, Kilmarnock. They'll maybe feel they deserve something, but Hearts have a goal. They've hit the post. Shankland has a great chance cleared off the line. Work to be done from a Kilmarnock point of view. Can Anderson and Dackers helped them get a goal. Early touch for Bruce Anderson. Hearts though stab the ball forward through one of their substitutes, Blair Spittle. They'll just about keep possession through Cammy Devlin, always so composed and calm in the midfield, doesn't often give the ball away, and Braga loses his footing but finds it and finds Kiziridis wide on that left hand side for Hearts. Back into Claudio Braga, does well to shield the ball and keep David Watson at bay. Nice play from Braga into Shankland, who's tried a little back flick to spin round his man, didn't quite come off, but Magnusson wins it back for Hearts. Over on that left hand side is Kiziridis into Braga, nice one too. Kiziridis has it just about 25 yards from goal. Hearts play the ball out to this right hand side, good football from the home side. Borchevink is pushed back the way though by some good Kilmarnock defending, and Magnusson just spins round, and Borchevink there for Hearts as they go all the way back into their own half. Hearts trying to draw Kilmarnock onto them to try and create some spaces. Kelly though good in their shape, well disciplined, and they're pushing Hearts back all the way to Alexander Shvolov, who right-footed goes across the halfway line. This is Kerdy Nitzan and Ryan Stevenson on BBC Radio Scotland, bringing you live commentary of Hearts against Kilmarnock. The home side a goal to the good. Shankland plays a nice looking ball down towards the corner flag, invites the run from Borchevink. Dom Thompson plays the ball off him, and Kilmarnock will have a throw in, but it's not where they want the ball. It's close to their corner flag, and they're struggling to get that foothold that they need.
Yeah, I think maybe just the substitutions coming on and maybe taking just a couple of minutes to get back going, but fair play to Kilmarnock and Stuart Kettlewell actually making the changes and thinking, you know what, I'm going to go for it. We've sat in that shape for 60-65 minutes, and at some stage they've got to come out and go for it.
Shankland's going for it just now, and he fizzes a shot along the turf. It's a real daisy cutter with power, just not quite on target. Fizzes past the left hand post of a relieved looking Toby Oluwayemi in the Kilmarnock goal, and it remains Hearts 1, Kilmarnock 0.
Yeah, again, Lawrence does that, doesn't he? He gets half a chance, then he has a shot. I think that what we're saying in the first half as well was Hearts were getting themselves in such good positions. Lawrence is really the only one that will have that pop shot where you kind of want Kabore and Kabanga and things like that to go and have that shot. Braga, can you empty in that sort of area 20-25 yards out when they get into that good area? Can they just have a shot? Because for Hearts mainly it's only really Lawrence that will have that shot. But going back onto Kilmarnock, I've only seen Kilmarnock once or twice this year now, and they don't look like a team that's been on a terrible run. I think they've been really good tonight. I know the world of football that we live in just now, and when Stuart got appointed, he probably wasn't the most popular appointment to be made, but I've actually really enjoyed, and that's coming from a United guy as well, I've actually really enjoyed watching them tonight. I think the way they've set up, I think the players, usually when you see a manager under pressure, I've been there myself, and it's whether it's consciously or subconsciously, sometimes the players not down in tools, but you can tell. I don't think the players have looked like that at all.
Here they come now with a free kick played into the Hearts area. Hearts clear though up towards halfway, and Dom Thompson has to come back, and he's given his goalkeeper a difficult ball to deal with. Oluwayemi will just take it first time. He's done pretty well there, the on loan keeper from Celtic, who's conceded this evening to a Lawrence Shankland's chip. And that's the difference between the sides as Kilmarnock now try and come forward. Kilty to Dackers, has a runner over on that right hand side. Anderson wanted the ball played in early, and it comes now, headed from Dackers off the crossbar. Oh, Kilmarnock were nearly level, and it was nearly a really brilliant impact from the substitute for Kilmarnock. Marcus Dackers holds his head, lovely cross from the right hand side, great header, smacks off the crossbar, and sadly from a Kilmarnock point of view, much to their frustration, it remains Hearts 1, Kilmarnock 0.
Unbelievable play, great header, just an inch low, and it's hitting the underside of that crossbar and going in for Kilmarnock. And I just go right back to what I was saying just 2 minutes ago, is I've actually enjoyed watching them. I think you can see that the players are fighting for their jersey, they're fighting for their manager. I think the way they've been set up has been good. I think the substitutions that he's brought on have been good, because again it's 1-0, can we go and try and get something? And they were so unlucky there.
Hearts are relieved, and they have the ball inside Kilmarnock territory. They lead by a goal to 0, crossing towards Braga, who's inside the Kilmarnock penalty area. Magnusson tries to stab the ball forward, which he does, but all the Hearts players had retreated out of the Kilmarnock area to keep themselves onside. So it's now that sort of familiar front three for Hearts of Kiziridis, Shanklands and Braga, the front three that frankly terrorised the rest of Scottish football for the first few matches of the season. That's why Hearts are top. and they will stay top no matter what Celtic do. Celtic are still a goal up against Dundee, but Hearts 1-0 lead thanks to Lawrence Shanklin means that they will stay top this evening. Tasty one in the East End of Glasgow on Sunday, of course. We'll have coverage of that for you right here on BBC Radio Scotland. Celtic under Wilfred Nancy against Hearts, the league leaders as they are at the moment, under Derek McInnes. Kilmarnock, who a couple of minutes ago hit the crossbar through that lovely Marcus Dacker's header. 2 quickfire goals from Aberdeen have turned things around at home to St Mirren. We think it's Carlson with the second, Polvara with the equaliser. A Marcus Fraser penalty had put St Mirren ahead at Pittodrie. That one's been turned on its head as the shot comes in from David Watson. Well, he has scored a couple of spectacular goals for Kilmarnock, and he let rip there from all of, 23-24 yards. It was wide, but it's maybe not all that far wide.
No, I'm going with his expression where he's kind of rubbing the back of his head that it was close, and it was on the half volley. A hard skill to master that one as well, but we've seen him do it before, and I think Kilmarnock can take a lot of confidence going into these last sort of 15-20 minutes, and I think if Hearts ever needed a jolt or a warning that 1-0 they aren't safe here in this game, that was the last 5 minutes or so with the 2 chances that Kilmarnock have had.
Well, Kilmarnock, you sense, just fancy themselves here. It's another one of the substitutes, Scott Tiffany, who came on with Anderson a wee while ago. So there's a lot more up front for Kilmarnock, but now they might be caught on the break. Here come Hearts. It's Claudio Braga. All of a sudden he's inside the area. Claudio Braga for Hearts. Will he get the shot away? A back flick. Chance now for Spittle. It's deflected and over the crossbar. An inch or two lower, and Hearts were 2-0 ahead. It was Dom Thompson with the attempted block that took the ball over the crossbar, and another massive sigh of relief from Kilmarnock, who were nearly caught on the break, but the scoreline remains 1-0 Hearts.
Yeah, I think, listen, that's going to happen with the way Kilmarnock are going to try and attack the last sort of 10 minutes or so, but I think Braga does the right thing, picks the ball up, driving into the box, but I think he's got to play it to Spittle first time. He takes that first touch. Can he just roll it? Blair Spittle's standing in acres of space. I think he actually tries to come in and try and get a shot himself, and then when he can't, he puts it back to Spittle.
In comes the corner kick. It's a curling one to the back post. Marcus Dacus is back there for Kilmarnock. The striker doing some defending. Hearts still have it deep inside the Kilmarnock box. It's now at the edge of the area, and it's a good clearance there. Well, if Bruce Anderson meant that, that's brilliant, because he's found Scott Tiffany, and all of a sudden there was a break on. Kilmarnock have it inside the Hearts half now. Dackers is screaming for the ball over on the left hand side. He's not going to get it. They go the other way. Tiffany, he's played well here. In comes the cross. It's towards the edge of the area. Can Kilmarnock get the shot away? It comes to the edge of the area. The shot does come in. It's from the captain, Brad Lyons. You can tell from the ironic cheers it's nowhere near Alexander Schwoldoff's goal, and Hearts survived that Kilmarnock counter. And with 78.5 minutes on the clock, it's still Hearts 1, Kilmarnock 0.
Yeah, I think if I was Derek McInnes, I'd probably get Frankie off, get Craig Halkett on. I would. Yeah, he seems to be struggling as well. But going back onto that Blair Spittle chance, if I was Blair Spittle, I'd be absolutely fuming at Braga, and the fact that he's got himself into a great position. Blair's then picked himself up inside the 18-yard box, up to 16 yards out. Braga, all he has to do is square it to him, and he's shooting straight on goal. There's no defenders, no one near him, and as I said, I think Braga's been a wee bit ball greedy, trying to come inside himself with a defender against him, can't get the shot away, then tries the back heel, then Blair's trying to have a shot under pressure. Blair I think gets tackled, and it's quite a bad tackle, bad knock in his ankle. I mean, if that was me, I'd be going absolutely crazy at him, because Kilmarnock go up the park 2 minutes later and then nearly get a chance off it as well. So, I mean, there's still work in this match for Hearts to do, because Kilmarnock are well within it.
We are in for a fascinating final 10 minutes. It's poised intriguingly here at Hearts 1, Kilmarnock 0, but Kilmarnock, well, they now have a front three of Dackers, Tiffany and Anderson, as I think Hearts will now go to their bench once again, and it's Borchgrevink, I think, who's coming off to a nice round of applause. And is that McEntee that will come on as a straight swap?
Yeah, it will be. McEntee will come on at right back just as a straight swap. And I mean, I think Hearts, I would literally just go back 4, stay where you are, don't be going too far forward. I would get Cammy Devlin and Magnuson just sitting in front of them and just say, listen lads, let's just keep this sort of 6 of the back 4 and the 2 midfielders it's turning into a bit of a basketball match for the last 5 or 10 minutes, which is playing into Kilmarnock's hands. Can we just sort of stabilise this game now, the last 10 minutes, and can we see it out? Because it's such a big 3 points if Hearts manage to get it.
Liam Pohl has come on as well for Kilmarnock in place of the captain Brad Lyons, as Hearts have the ball deep in Kilmarnock territory. Harry Milne just overdone it, but it breaks to Braga. He's inside the Killie penalty box still. Has he fouled his man? Well, he has, much to the annoyance of the Hearts fans. Free kick Kilmarnock, and I don't think they'll hang about now. Earlier on in the game they were taking an age over most of the set pieces. All of a sudden now the goalkeeper Oluwayemi has pushed everyone into the Hearts half, and he's chipped the ball into Maroon territory. Dackers has won the header there. He's by far the tallest player on the park, Marcus Dackers. He's headed against the crossbar already since coming on. Really unlucky not to have nodded Kilmarnock level, and Killie build from the back. They've played it across the right hand side, and all of a sudden Tiffany now deep inside Hearts territory. His orange boots glistening under the floodlights here at Tynecastle as the Hearts goalie Schwoloff, left footed, goes up towards Braga halfway. It's headed back by Kilmarnock, the away side, trying to get themselves an equalising goal. Hearts trying to find a second. Lovely touch from Lawrence Shankland, flick to his left out to Braga, who has 2 Kilmarnock players for company as Claudio Braga. Tackle comes in. Hearts should have the throw in, but they don't. Referee John Beaton, is he given a free kick there, or just no? He's given the throw in. It is the throw in, but Hearts thought it was their way. James Brown over there for Kilmarnock will take it for the visitors, who trail by a goal to nil, and we now only have 8 minutes of the regulation 90 left. They have done well in this game, Kilmarnock. They've hit the crossbar, they've defended well. Can they find an equaliser, or Hearts, can they find some insurance, give themselves a little bit of breathing space? We all know how thin and precious a 1-goal advantage can be. That slender lead as Hearts is at the moment, as Shankland just nods the ball behind him, and Lewis Mayo will go back to his goalkeeper Oluwayemi, who chips the ball high into the dark Gorgie sky, and it comes down to the yellow boots of Frankie Kent. Loose touch from him, he's bailed out by Cammy Devlin. He chips the ball up in the air. Well, this kind of stuff's more akin to what we see behind me over at Murrayfield. Hearts now do get the ball down on the deck, which is where they do prefer to play their football. Frankie Kent looks for his options, plays it onto the halfway line. Little pocket of space for the substitute, or one of the subs players, Spittle. Kizaridis has come across to this right hand side. He now has options over on the left hand side, but doubles down and comes back towards Spittle. Back to Kizaridis, edge of the Kilmarnock penalty area. He's inside the area now. Kizaridis, right-footed, tries to drive the ball beyond a couple of defenders who do their jobs, and it's out for a throw-in to Hearts as the clock ticks down to 83 minutes and 20 seconds. No hurry from Hearts to take this throw-in. Down beside the right-hand corner flag, Oisin McEntee, the sub who's just come on for Hearts, has the ball over his head. Absolutely no rush whatsoever. Takes it now. Kizaridis spins away from his man towards the edge of the area. He's inside now. He goes down, no foul, and Kilmarnock will bring the ball away. Hearts through Devlin try and stop Polworth from coming forward, and Kilmarnock batter the ball off a Hearts player, and it should come to a maroon jersey and McEntee on the halfway line as Braga takes a tumble but gets back to his feet. Thomas Magnuson, who hit the post from a corner for Hearts earlier on in the second half, has the ball now, and it's gone across to that left hand side, but Harry Milne has let the ball run under his foot, and Kilmarnock have it, but only for a second. They've given it away. They can't hold on to the ball, can Kilmarnock? So Hearts gleefully will pick up possession with Kizaridis on this right hand side, plays it infield to Shankland. Nice pass for him to Devlin towards Spittle. He lets it run. Chance for Braga with the shot. Good save from the goalkeeper. Down sharply to his right hand side. Oluwayemi got a strong right arm to that, and the goalkeeper still has the ball. Good from Hearts. Nice shot from Braga. Still 1-0 to the home side.
Yeah, good play again. I think that Lawrence Shankland's probably the only one that's really got that bit of calmness about him, that bit of guile, where I think everything else Hearts has done has been really rushed. You can see Kizaridis getting into some good areas, and it's, can he pass the ball? He maybe takes an extra touch, or he makes a really good run there a couple of minutes ago, and can he get the cross in first time? He wants to check back and then check back. I think since Braga's come on as well, he's been sort of doing the same, where the one where he goes into the corner and he can pass it back to the left back. He doesn't, and he'll end up losing it going out for a throw. And Lawrence is really the only one there that sort of takes his time, gets himself in good areas and just settles everything down, and he gives it to Braga. And to be fair to him, good turn, good shot, but again, as I keep going back to it, as much as there's only 5, 6, 7 minutes left in this game, Kilmarnock are still well within it.
It's Ryan Stevenson and Kerdy Nitsan bringing you live commentary of Hearts 1, Kilmarnock 0 on BBC Radio Scotland as St Mirren equalise at Pittodrie. Jonah Ayunga makes it 2-2 up there. It's 1-0 to Hearts here, but it's Kilmarnock on the attack in the last 4 minutes here at Tynecastle. Dom Thompson just outside the Hearts area, he might get another chance. Out it comes to David Watson, who's crowded out by Frankie Kent. The Hearts captain and goal scorer Lawrence Shankland now has the ball. He chips it into acres of space for Blair Spittle in the centre circle. Hearts think about coming forward on the break, but it's poor from Spittle and he gives it straight to Kilmarnock, and Mayo steps out and just wants to play the ball early. Has to wait for support though. Kilmarnock trying to get bodies forward. 86 minutes played here at Tynecastle. Hearts holding on to a 1-goal advantage. It's Aberdeen 2, St Mirren 2, Celtic 1, Dundee 0, Dundee United 2, Rangers 1, Falkirk 0, Motherwell 0. The only goalless game is at the Falkirk Stadium. Scott Tiffany has taken all of the sting out of that Kilmarnock attack by putting too much on the ball as he tried to get to the byline. It trundles over the goal line, and Hearts will have a goal kick that they will be in absolutely no hurry to take whatsoever, leading as they do by 1-0 with now less than 4 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, again, Hearts in really good position. A good ball in from Lawrence again into Blair Spittle, and again you just want Blair to take a touch, be calm. Braga makes a good run but kind of makes a run to create space. He doesn't really want the ball. Blair tries to force it through to him, they lose it. Kilmarnock then get on a good break and Tiffany just taking a heavy touch and running it out for a Hearts goal kick. But I think Stuart Kettlewell's on. You can see him over on the touchline there trying to just muster up. Can they muster one more chance? Can they get into that final third for up against the Hearts back four, and can they offer something? Can they get something? Can they get one last chance in this game?
Well, the giant frame of Marcus Dackers has won yet another header. It's got Kilmarnock up the pitch, but Hearts are in possession of the football. They'll have a throw in. It's near enough level with their own 18-yard line. They lead by 1-0 here at Tynecastle, which is just hushed at the moment because the home fans know how precious these 3 points are. Similar scoreline, interestingly, at Celtic Park last we heard. 1-0 to Celtic as the goal frenzy at Pittodrie continues, with Aberdeen now going back ahead. Aberdeen 3, St Mirren 2. Brilliant game at Pittodrie. It's been a good game here, especially the second half. We've had a goal, we've had Hearts hitting the post, we've had Kilmarnock hitting the bar. It's been decent fare here at Tynecastle, particularly if you're of a Hearts persuasion, because they lead by 1-0, but Kilmarnock are throwing the ball into the Hearts penalty area. Dackers flicks it on. All the Kilmarnock players are up. Header comes in. Swoloff with the save, and that's near enough on the goal line. Brilliant from the Hearts goalkeeper. Kilmarnock try and come again, but they just chip that onto the top of the net, and no wonder he's getting a high five from both Frankie Kent and his captain. That was a brilliant save from Swoloff.
What a save that is. Down. Right,
that Anderson that was there?
Yeah, right at the post. I mean, he has really no time to move his feet, and somehow he's been absolutely outstanding. In all the Hearts games I've done, he's been outstanding this season, and that is worth 3 points. That is what having a really good goalkeeper. Obviously they've got Craigie on the bench, but what an unbelievable save that is. But again, it comes from Hearts slack play. Hearts have a throw in, it goes to Cammy Devlin, he puts it out. Kilmarnock get the throw in and then end up getting that opportunity, but an unbelievable save.
Here come Kilmarnock once again. They know it's pretty much now or never as they're flooding bodies forward. Dackers dallies on the ball though. The applause is for the tackle from Harry Milne that puts it out for a throw into Kilmarnock. They go back to the halfway line as we tick down now towards exactly 89 minutes. Heart of Midlothian 1, Kilmarnock 0. Is there another goal in this game, and will it be an equaliser or will it be a Hearts second? Kilmarnock are flooding forward now. Dom Thompson has the ball at the edge of the Hearts area. He has to come back in field. Liam Polworth, who's just come on as a substitute, out now towards David Watson. Kilmarnock can't get the ball into the Hearts penalty area. They might have a chance now. Here it comes just outside the area. Polworth tries the shot. It's a good one. Oh, the goalkeeper spilled it. Kilmarnock have scored. Unbelievable scenes. Goodness me, I don't know what Alexander Swoloff was thinking of there. The shot was good from Polworth. It looked like Swoloff had saved it, but he spilled the ball inexplicably, and one of the Kilmarnock players had just come in and nipped it off him and bashed it into the back of the net. Kilmarnock have a late equaliser here at a stunned Tynecastle. Was it the substitute Bruce Anderson? I think it was. 1-1 here at Tynecastle, 90 minutes on the clock. Bruce Anderson with the late equaliser for Kilmarnock. What a mistake from Alexander Swoloff.
Yeah, I mean, the listeners will be sitting here saying 2 minutes ago I'm sitting there saying he's been unbelievable for Hearts, which he has. He just has an unbelievable save there, but I mean, it's a shot right down the throat that you'd expect him just to catch. I think he actually dives past the ball, then tries to catch it, and because his body momentum's taking him the other way, he drops it in fair play to Kilmarnock. Striker comes straight in there, following it in, and gets a tap in from a yard. But I mean, I was literally just about to say to you, Hearts need to get this final whistle, because they were kind of on the ropes there, and it was all their own doing. Absolutely every part of that, the last 10 minutes, has been their own doing.
Late drama here at Tynecastle in more ways than one. There is a VAR check for offside.
If they get off with this, I'm telling you, this will be the great escape.
Bruce Anderson thinks he's got a last-minute equaliser for Kilmarnock. The home fans were celebrating. It's gone silent at Tynecastle right now, I can tell you, because VAR, and it's Nick Walsh, assisted by Ryan Lee, are checking to see if this goal will stand. They'll be frantically drawing lines and making sure that everything's legal. Are Kilmarnock on for a point here? The goal stands. Referee John Beaton points to the penalty spot. The Kilmarnock fans celebrate once again. The score is Hearts 1, Kilmarnock 1. Substitute Bruce Anderson does have his late equaliser, and Alexander Schwoloff is chipping the ball forward, hoping that his teammates now can bail him out, because that was a massive mistake. Hearts have the ball up at the other end. Kilmarnock have some defending to do. The goalkeeper thinks about coming out. Brown tries to usher the ball out for a goal kick. Has he done so? I think he has. I don't think Hearts are getting a corner there, no matter how long and hard they claim. And all of a sudden Kilmarnock are in no rush whatsoever to take this goal kick. Their fans are celebrating what could be a priceless point in Edinburgh. Hearts 1, Kilmarnock 1. That late equaliser from Bruce Anderson. We've played 92 minutes and 20 seconds. And on we go. Dackers, for once, doesn't get the ball in the air, but he's had a good impact, the substitute, since coming on. Hit the crossbar with a header, but it was Liam Polworth's powerful shot that was spilled by Alexander Schwoloff. Almost spilled in slow motion as well. I really thought he had it, and then all of a sudden he didn't. In was Bruce Anderson, and the ball was in the back of the net. I couldn't quite believe what I was seeing. Same goes for the Hearts fans, some of whom are leaving. The Kilmarnock fans won't. They're still singing. 93 minutes played here at Tynecastle. Well, this place is stunned, Ryan Stevenson.
Yeah,
so are you.
I'm actually stunned as well, to be fair, but I know what's coming. I know it's coming in about a minute's time when this final whistle goes, and they've got nobody to blame but themselves, Hart. Well, just when you thought that Hearts were going to grind it out, as the Kilmarnock goalkeeper just takes a couple of steps there. Is Kelly have been absolutely superb. As an away performance goes, been absolutely perfect.
And they've got their goal, and as things stand, they've got their point. Could have been more. Mr. glaring chance 7 minutes before half time through James Brown. Hit the crossbar through Marcus Dackers, who's pretty sure is offside. He'll chase though. Ball's played in. No offside flag comes. Well, goodness me, I thought he was a mile off it. Now, so the linesman's flagging, I think, for a throw in. That's why the Hearts fans aren't happy. I do have some sympathy. I did think he was offside. It's not been called offside, so surely not another Kilmarnock goal here. As we go to the 94th minute, they have a throw in. It's going to be launched into the Hearts area, probably looking for the head of Dackers. He can't get there. Kilmarnock player is Polworth at the edge of the area. Watson plays the ball across. A spin turn. Is there a handball there? Well, some of the Kilmarnock fans are claiming for a handball. The flag has gone for offside, so there might be all sorts of check here, all sorts of checks. Was it offside? And if it wasn't, was it a handball? Could be some action for VAR here as the clock ticks to 94 minutes and 30 seconds. And John Beaton is just saying, hang on a minute. No, he's happy, I think, for Alexander Schwoloff to take the free kick. He is. On we go. Well, drama here at Tynecastle, late drama. Hearts 1, Kilmarnock 1. Lawrence Shanklin just after half-time, lovely goal, chipped beyond the goalkeeper for Hearts. Then he missed a chance, then Hearts hit the post. Then the Kilmarnock chances, Dackers off the crossbar. Then Bruce Anderson taking advantage of the mistake from Schwoloff. A slip there though. Now is that hit Dom Thompson on the hand? Well, the Hearts players and supporters are all claiming for a handball. It was a long ball into the area. Dom Thompson tried to take it on his chest, to chest it down to his goalkeeper. Every single Hearts player is claiming that it hit his hand. All the fans think so as well. Kilmarnock are quickly playing on. No sign yet of a VAR check for anything. 95 minutes played. On we go. Hearts 1, Kilmarnock 1. Everybody inside the stadium of a Hearts persuasion frantic for another goal as Braga is surely fouled there, and Hearts just might have one last chance. 95 and a half minutes played. Still we continue as a yellow card comes out for James Brown, who's had quite the match over at right wing back for Kilmarnock. Should have scored. Defensive masterclass apart from that. Really good at the back. Kilmarnock have been organised, disciplined, throwing themselves in front of shots and getting blocks in, and that's why they are level with Hearts as we tick towards the 96th minute of this football match. Is there one more goal left in this extraordinary finale here at Tynecastle?
I'm trying to see if there's going to be a VAR check. I don't think there is going to be for a handball, but Kiederides should just have followed it in. If Kiederides actually follows that in instead of complaining for a handball, he's genuinely got a shot at goal from 8 yards out.
Here we go. Is this the last chance for Hearts? In comes the free kick, floated to the edge of the area. It's a Kilmarnock head. You won't be surprised to hear it's Marcus Dackers. And there goes the final whistle. Boos from the Hearts fans. Well, they are still top of the league, just about, on goal difference. And the Hearts fans are not happy that yet more points have been spilled. Another opportunity goes. They were 1 win from 5. Before this, it's now just 1 win in 6, and it comes because of a mistake from the goalkeeper, Alexander Schwolow. Hearts thought they were home and hose thanks to Lawrence Shankland's excellent goal just after half-time, chipped beyond the goalkeeper beautifully. He then nearly had a quick fire double. Then Hearts hit the post through Magnuson. It was all Hearts at one point, but Kilmarnock threw on the substitutes, one of whom was Marcus Dackers, who had a header crashing off the crossbar, another of whom was Bruce Anderson, who on the 90th minute, after the goalkeeper Alexander Schwolow looked to have dealt really well with a strong Liam Polworth shot, inexplicably spilled it, the German, into the path of the on-rushing Bruce Anderson, who could not believe his luck, nor could the band of Kilmarnock fans who are still celebrating, because it's Hearts 1, it's Kilmarnock 1. Ryan Stevenson, what on earth do you make of that, particularly in the second half? We had absolutely everything.
Yeah, listen, it's a great game of football, two ways to look at it. I think from Hearts' point of view, as soon as they go 1-0 up, it's a great finish from Lawrence. If they're going to do anything this season, split the old firm, come second, put in a title challenge, they had to take the sting out of the game. They never, basically as soon as they scored, it turned into a basketball match. Kilmarnock had opportunities, Hearts then had further opportunities. Could they score the second? They couldn't. So from a Hearts point of view, I don't even feel sorry for Hearts because it's totally their own fault. From a Kilmarnock point of view, I think they were absolutely outstanding from the first minute all the way to the end there. And by the way, let's not be kidded, they could have won that game tonight. I think the way that Stuart set them up in the 4-5-1 formation at the start, you can see the fans there, they're all staying behind, they're all clapping, all the players are over clapping them. I think the substitutions that Stuart Kettlewell made, with about 20 minutes to go, being brave, putting more attacking players on and saying, right, do you know what, we're 1-0 down, can we go and try and grab a couple of more opportunities? They did, they hit the bar. And then yeah, it's a mistake from the Hearts goalkeeper. That happens. Great play from Kilmarnock to then follow it in and score. But from a Hearts point of view, they have nobody else to blame other than themselves. I don't feel sorry for them one bit. But from a Kilmarnock point of view, I have watched football since I was 12, 13 year old. That is not a team that is on the way out or that has chucked it for their manager. And I know that people are saying that he's on a sugary peg and he's under pressure, blah, 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 blah. That was outstanding tonight. Absolutely outstanding. And if they do that at home and in more of the games, they will be more than fine this season. More than fine.
Strange to think then that Kilmarnock have still not won a game of football since October the 4th, and yet they've just been applauded out of Tynecastle by a band of supporters absolutely delighted with what they saw from their team today. They're leaving Tynecastle with a point. There's been a goal frenzy up at Aberdeen where it's 3-2 to the home side against St Mirren, a late penalty at Tannadice where they're still playing after 100 minutes. Dundee United 2, Rangers 2. It's finished at Celtic Park, Celtic 1, Dundee 0. Implications here are that Hearts are still top of the league, but only on goal difference. Celtic join them on points at the top of the table, and of course what's happening on Sunday. The little matter of Celtic against Hearts in Wilfried Nancy's first match in charge. How much will this late goal for Kilmarnock sting Hearts? The final score here at Tynecastle after an enthralling, absorbing match. Hearts 1, Kilmarnock 1.
Yeah, it's been brilliant in the second half. The first half was pretty good as well, you know, plenty of chances created, mostly by Aberdeen, but when I thought it was a bit of dubious penalty given, but Marky Fraser certainly put it away, and then it's been goal after goal. Polvara, Lazetic to make it 2-1, then a long ball through the middle. Jack Milne on this occasion. Oh, here's Carlson going through as well. Yeah, I think he's going to be stopped. No free kick given. But yeah, a younger getting the equaliser, and Jack Milne at fault. Long ball through, should have done much better. And then Stuart Armstrong, who's been class all night, absolute class, just plays the ball from the left hand side across the face, and Lazetic makes it 3-2. That's an 85 minutes. We're still playing here, and it's going on to 99 minutes. There has been a couple injuries, and as you said, Richard St Mirren absolutely piling the pressure on, corner after corner, throwing after throwing, cross ball, another one coming in, and Lazetic, it's in the back of the net. It's a third and equaliser. It's quite incredible. Aberdeen can't. It's Richard King that gets it at the back post. He drifts towards the back post. The cross comes in. There are 4 red jerseys there. None of them managed to get a touch in it, and there is Richard King to head. It looked like a head. It might have been off his shoulder. Couldn't see it for the bodies in there, and it ends up in the back of the net. What a sensational second half of football here as we go into the 99th minute. 3-3.
Just incredible. You thought the Rangers penalty was late. St Mirren have got it even later. The 9th minute of stoppage time. There's been a few strange decisions in that game. I don't think the referee will be able to find anything wrong with that particular goal. So it looks as if St Mirren have picked up the point right at the very death. It's been quite an evening here in the studio in Glasgow. Rory Loy, Ryan McGowan and Tom English been here with me. There have been a few disagreements about a few of the big decisions, but there can be no disagreement with that. And from what we've seen, St Mirren have certainly given plenty in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. I know Willie predicted goals at the start. I mean, 3 apiece. It's been sensational. It's hard to take your eyes off that game towards the end of the matches, and quite rightly the goal stands. Absolutely nothing wrong with it, but I think both sides in that game deserve to take something from it, and I think a draw is a fair result.
Yeah, there was a St Mirren goal disallowed. I know Willie, for others saying, he's had a look at it as well. From in the studio here, Ryan, we thought that was just the merest of pushes in the back of the goalkeeper, which the referee reacted to.
Yeah, it was a little bit hard to tell. I think initially it looked like it was a foul, but when you have a closer look at it, yes, there's slight contact from the St Mirren player to put me
Tanzer, I think, wasn't it?
Tanzer. It's very, to chalk a goal off for that. I think it was very, very soft. I would put it in that category.
Willie, it's almost like you're playing extra time rather than additional time.
Yes, indeed. It's been a long evening, Richard, here since 6 o'clock, but I enjoyed the first hour.
Give us another goal. Give us another goal, Willie. Come on.
Come on.
Okay, we'll do our best.
I mean, it's been hugely disappointed that you were unable to produce 6 goals from the match between Aberdeen and St Mirren.
Okay. Is there anybody in this world would have predicted 6 goals from these two this season? For goodness sake.
Barely.
Full time, guys. I can rest now. I can get my feet up. Go to my bed early. Well, I hope I go to my bed early and just calm down. What a second half. Brilliant football here at Pittodrie.
Far too much.